Hello and welcome to this edition of Eat, Crit and Survive Plays a Board Game, where we are taking a moment to step away from D&D to play some board game of some kind. With me, as usual, is Dominic.
Hello.
Who's on? There we go. There he is. Up there. And down here, who's this interluder?
Occasionally I turn up on stream, just now and then, just like to rock up. And if I throw out I don't have access to the emotes anymore because I haven't resubscribed, but I will resubscribe so I can spam my hey emotes.
I just put the first load of emotes onto that. We have some new emotes that have gone up. That is Ross, by the way, who didn't actually say his name, but that's all right.
Oh, sorry, I was waiting for you to give me the same introduction that you.
Well, you're not here as always because you're. This is like the third time that you've come along for a board game stream, I think.
Yeah.
And one of those was cartographers, and that was the first one we did.
Yep.
But we do have some new emotes in chat for the tier 1 subscribers. You have the Eat Crit logo. You also have that nice little Connor emote that is going to float around the screen now. Ooh, emotings. And you also have Ross. Should you be so inclined to see Ross float around the screen, there he is. That's Ross.
Floating around the screen,
dear.
right?
That is Ross floating around the screen. I just realised I forgot to change the Nightbot again. I keep forgetting to do this when I set up the stream.
We'll get there.
It's alright. How are you both?
Good.
Merry Christmas, by the way. How was everyone's Christmas?
Yeah, it was really good. I've got a pile of chocolates conveniently blurred out, so there's no product placement in front of me. So I'm snacked up, which is always good.
Nice.
Did Arthur get excited? Was he able to grasp that it was something special?
He had no clue, other than he just had toys keep being put in front of him, and that he played with for about 5 minutes before the next toy was put in front of him.
Nice.
So in that sense, it was really good for him, but I don't think he understood the concept that it was Christmas.
Yeah.
And he ate ice cream and stuff, so that's also always good.
Always a bonus. How's Harry's teeth getting on? Is he still teething a little bit, or is he okay?
Yeah, tiny bit. Yeah, he was ill the 3 days before Christmas. He was quite ill, and I think probably teething related. So
yeah, bless him.
All the fun and games. How about you, Dom?
Yeah, pretty quiet one.
How's your teething? Oh, sorry.
yeah, it's fine. Not having any trouble with that at the minute, thanks.
Good.
Just remind me.
Yes.
I know we're not doing a D&D stream.
Yes.
Someone would put a thing up on about. Is it regeneration or resurrection? The spell that restores any missing body part.
Yeah, no, family-friendly stream. We're not going into that.
No, I just thought it would be quite horrifying if missing body parts included your milk teeth. It made them
Oh, okay. That wasn't the one I thought it was, because there's an adult version that I'll probably talk to you. I'll tell you. Have you seen that one as well?
I suspect so, or I've come across
Yes.
something similar. Yeah. Yeah, that was just something. That's the right teeth-related thing. Yeah, Christmas was quiet. Just had nice food, chilled out, played games with the family on Boxing Day.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's been pretty good.
Nice.
And you, Luke?
And Luke.
Yeah, so my Christmas was disrupted somewhat, as you guys both know, but I'll tell the audience as well. Christmas Day, I tested positive for COVID. I'm fine. There's not a lot wrong. I might be clearing my throat a little bit more than I usually would, but I'm fine. Everyone else is okay. So we didn't have a Christmas Day. We didn't go out anywhere. We just stayed in. The only person that did go out was Laura, so that she could walk the dog. Although we did have to go out to go get our PCRs done, which was, as much fun as it can be first thing in the morning on Christmas Day, going across to Kettering to have a test done. That's okay. it is what it is. Luckily, my family was around, so they were able to bring across food parcels and various other bits and pieces. We were due to have dinner with them, so my mum brought over a couple of plates of dinner, which we reheated and ate. But apart from that, it is what it is. It sucked a bit at the time, but you know what, At this stage, it's very much a case of there are two kinds of people in the world: those who have had COVID and those who are going to get COVID.
Never getting COVID.
Yeah, so that's a survival. The thing is, it could have been a hell of a lot worse. It was unfortunate that I'd had my booster on the Monday beforehand, so before it had any time to come into effect, I caught it from somewhere. So these things happen, but thankfully it's been mild, and I'm the only one who's been affected in the household. So it's just been me and Laura. Gaming with Camillo. Hello, welcome to the chat. Nice to see you. How are you doing? So yeah, that was my Christmas. We had dinner. We played some board games here. We watched some TV. Optimistic Elk is also in chat. I know that's Ross, but still, hello. Have you just resubscribed, Ross? Is that why?
No, I haven't yet. Actually, I still need to do that. I'll do it when
Ross.
I was going to do it mid board games rules explanations. So
to make the most disruption. You could be a test of our new our system.
Okay.
Game with Camillo. I just got done with the game of Via Magica with my friends. How was it? Did you win? I don't know that one. Ross, you are games law master. Oh, hello. We've got some frame rate issues. Bear with me. Let me just see if I can do something about this.
The only Magica I know is the computer game. Is that the game?
Via Magica. I don't know it. I do not know it. I did win, but I lost one time. Fair enough. Tell us about the game. Tell us about what it's about, because it's one that we don't know about, unfortunately. Let me just see if I can sort of fix this issue up. Talk amongst yourselves, or talk to the chat?
Waiting to find out what this game is.
Yeah. Well, as I've got a bit of time to fill, I've already told Luke about this, but yes, I'm waiting to see if I'm ever going to want to eat again. Because of being vaguely worried about COVID and thinking, what if I do get a positive test on Christmas morning? I got myself in a spare sort of fancy roast dinner just in case. But of course, as it turned out, everything was fine. So I had Christmas dinner with my parents, night to be with them on Boxing Day, and then the roast dinner needed using up last night. So I've had another big roast dinner, like a Christmas dinner. And yeah, I haven't eaten yet today, and I think I may not need to eat again for about a day or two.
I mean, this is the time to stuff your face. So
it is. I'm just going to refresh the stream on my phone, because hopefully that has cleared it. It's not showing us any issues anymore. Apparently,
Magica, yes, is a card game, and that has given me enough information to find it.
Nice.
Board Game Geek. So
Ross will tell us a little bit about it.
I'm going to I'm going to read one sentence, and then I'm going to know everything about this game.
Gaming with Camilo. Is it Camilo? Camilo? How would you prefer us to pronounce that? Just if we're giving you a shout out saying hi to you.
There are objective powers that you need to get for victory points. It's some symbols on each card, and that's the game.
Nice.
There's more to it than that, for sure. There's some cool crystals though.
Yeah, there's some actual physical components that come with it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Nice. So, what about board game halls or games that you played over Christmas? Dom, you said you played some with your family?
Yes. So you introduced me to the cartographers and Pax of Quedlingberg via this stream, via these things, and I enjoyed them. So yeah, I got a copy of Pax and Cartographers for Christmas, and yeah, persuaded my parents to play them.
Nice.
And my brother.
Sure.
Yeah, they liked them all. Well, I like both of them. Cartographers was okay. but they did find it a bit sort of hard to grasp the system on the first game. I think that'll go better next time.
Yeah.
Quacks, yeah, they just got that and liked it straight away. And my mum was having a great time cackling away, pretending to be a witch, mixing up potions.
It is a deeply likeable game, and for the record, it is Camilo. Do you all be on BGA?
Yeah,
I have my own Board Game Geek account. Camilo, I shall remember that. Nice. What about you, Ross? What about your?
I played Stella, which is the new game from
Dixit Universe, right?
Yeah, in Dixit Universe. Yeah, it's pretty good actually. Again, it was quite an easy one for my parents to pick up. Yeah, you kind of, I would say, not even really semi-cooperative, but you get a card, then you're picking some imagery based on that word from that card. So you kind of want to link into other people, and if you don't link into anyone, then it's bad. So that was good. And then Arbitrum, which is basically that tree game, which was so easy to explain, and then the scoring
was ridiculous.
Kind of ridiculous. Or the strategy behind it is ridiculous. Like, to explain the game took like, I don't know, 2 minutes. But then I'm like, right, but this is how you score, and that probably took about 10 minutes to try like get into everyone's head. But yeah, that was good. I scored 0 points, so that gives you an indication of how. Yeah, I think we're playing the wrong strategy. I think we're trying to all go for like 2 really long walks through the areas, and actually, I think we should have gone a bit smaller. So, Board Game Arena.
Board Game Arena, yeah. No, we are not playing on Board Game Arena for this game. We're playing on Tabletopia, because the game we are playing today is the Paladins of the West Kingdom. I'm just going to transition to the board game screen, because why not? Because then we can see it as it drunkenly wanders about the board. But I'm still happy having a little bit of a chat and catch up with you guys, because I haven't seen either of you for a little while. Ross, I haven't actually physically seen you since our holiday last month. Yep.
True.
Actually, the same for Dom, having said that. Because we haven't been doing our Wednesday D&D anymore. But no, it's been a little while. It's been nice to catch up with you guys. What did we play? We played Smash Up. Laura kicked my butt at Smash Up quite substantially. With her, she had Trickster Pirates. I was playing with Wizard Ninjas. And she just kept getting ridiculous combos that defeated my.
What happens in that game sometimes. So
it does. It was very unfortunate. I was not pleased. I don't mind. It was a lot of fun. I didn't get any games this year, sadly, but I did have a bunch of vouchers that I had won from various raffles over the year that I'd had a bit of an embargo on for buying stuff. So I went on Christmas Day when they announced their Boxing Day sale for the company, which actually I can talk about because I write for them, so take this with a pinch of salt how much I use them, Zatu. They had Boxing Day sale on, which is still going. They're not affiliated with the stream in any way. I'm just telling you. And ordered for myself the Mega Box of Quacks of Quedlinburg.
Nice.
Architects of the West Kingdom. Sagrada. Plague Inc., which had an expansion built into with it, which looks like it'll be fun. And a Villainous expansion. And I think I've got another voucher coming in as a Christmas gift. Because we didn't have Christmas out, we haven't received all of our presents yet. So it's just like a really long Christmas for us. Excuse me. So I think if I'm getting a voucher from that one, as I suspect I am, then I will probably look at the Red Cathedral, because that looks a lot of fun. So yeah, that's probably something to have a look at.
I've not heard of the Red Cathedral.
It's another one that is on Tabletopia, so we might give that a go as one of our future streams before I pull the trigger on that one. But I've seen it played a couple of times, and I quite enjoy it. It's sort of a Wrangle-based game with resources and resource management, but based in St. Petersburg, building the Red Cathedral. It looks quite interesting. Quite a bit of fun.
I just had a genius
yeah,
idea.
I've just googled it and seen the box, and now I've just got the Tetris theme going through my head because it's the Russian domed churches, isn't it?
Yes, it's. What? Hey. Yes, Ross.
Oh, my genius idea was that I have 21k's worth of points, and I could spend 15k worth of it to sabotage one of your turns.
Oh no! Uh-oh. That's a problem. Those are some of the points award options that you can get. We did put up some of the crit points that you can use up for this, as well as get, if you follow and subscribe, you can get the various emotes that we showed up earlier. I don't know if Ross has got those yet. You haven't refreshed your subscription. Curse you, Ross.
Yeah, I'll do it actually.
But we'll also have the various bit options that you can. It's not West Country. Why? Why Nightbot? Why have you changed that to West Country instead of West Kingdom?
Who said West Country?
Nightbot did. It thinks that it's. I must have been autocorrect from my iPad that it changed it. It thinks it's Paladins of the West Country rather than West Kingdom. That's a very different setting.
Are you being a knight in shining armour? Wow.
I'll be a paladin for ye. That's
a pirate.
That's more pirates, but you know what? Meh.
Yeah.
My voice can't do voices as well as it usually does. Oh, we are losing a little bit. We've got a little frame rate warning. Those are historic. That's not so bad. Keep an eye on that for us, chat. If anything does go a little bit funny, let me know, and I'll try and do something about it. But yes, so let's talk about this game, Paladins of the West Kingdom. Thank you, Optimistic L, for your resubscription. Look at that, we have a notification that appears on stream.
Do we?
Well, if you're watching.
Oh yeah, we
stream,
do now. I'm watching now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it just took it. The delay was just slightly longer than.
Yeah, I need to set that up so that it does so it's one of our own rather than just one of the generic ones. But it works for now until I can spend some time with it and figure out how that works, because I don't know. So I'm just going to use some Googling. Right, let's talk about the game. Ross, have you read any of the rules of this game?
I was trying to read it whilst we were talking, and I got as far as the objective of the game. Like, literally, the title objective of the game, and I didn't get any further.
That's a good start. Okay, so we played during New November. Dom and I played a game of Architects of the West Kingdom, which I really enjoyed. I thought that was a great game.
Is it similar to that?
It's the same world. It's the same one in the series. So it's the sequel game.
Yes.
And it's kind of similar. Some of the icons and things are the same. But there are a few subtle differences. It is a worker placement game that does have a lot of resource management and different objectives that are there as part of it. So there's just a lot to try and get over. So I think probably, Dom, you have read the rules as well. You may be able to agree with me on this one. The best way for us to sort of explain this is to take it, is to sort of explain what each thing does and then sort of explain things as the round goes on. If that makes sense.
Yes.
I'm happy with kind of going a bit, a bit blind. I'm okay with that.
That's alright then, because you probably will be. Alright, so in Paladins of the West Kingdom, this is set in a turbulent time for the West Franca, for West Franca's story.
For the West Country.
Yeah, for the West Country. Around 900 AD. Despite recent efforts to develop the city, outlying townships are still under threat from outsiders. Saracens scout the border whilst Vikings plunder wealth and livestock. Even the Byzantines from the east are showing their darker side. As noble men and women, players must gather workers from the city to defend against enemies, build fortifications, and spread faith throughout the land. Fortunately, you are not alone. In his great wisdom, the king has sent his finest knights to help aid our efforts. So ready the horses and sharpen the swords. The paladins are approaching. That's all you need to know about the game. Let's just
let's play. Yep. Easy.
Yeah.
No. Alright, so the aim of the game is you are to have the most victory points. This is a completely new and novel concept to all of us, I'm sure. The way you gather points is you build outposts, fortifications, you commission monks, and you confront outsiders in combat. Each round, you gain the help of a particular paladin. and you gather workers to carry out the tasks. As the game goes, you increase your faith, strength, and influence. These will affect your farm throughout the game. And there are only 7 rounds that are taken for the step, but there are 7 phases in each round, so that's why it's a bit of a longer game. In difference to normal worker placement games, instead of there being, you have your own set group of workers that you place out, so you can just sort of put them however you want to, the workers are all collective, sort of. So they're all based around here, so you can see them on their own little trays here, and they all have their own specific job. So white workers are labourers, the red ones are fighters, so over here, the green ones are scouts, the blue are merchants, the black are clerics, and the purple are criminals. And the criminals work as a bit of a wild card, so they can be used for anyone. So it just depends on the placement. There are also other black workers or other black meeples that are called monks, but we'll get into those a little bit later. And then there's all sorts of other bits and pieces that are scattered about the board. So we have actions that we can take on our own player board. We also have some bonuses that we can get from this central play area. So I'm just going to zoom in onto my play area for the moment, my yellow one up here. So at the start of our turn, we draw 3 cards from our Paladin deck and have a look at what the Paladin does. I mean, there's some other steps that happen at the beginning as well, actually, so I probably should go through the round structure.
Draw into our hand, is that?
Yes, draw into the hand, and we will choose a Paladin from it. And that will help determine which workers we have throughout the turn, as well as a temporary bonus that applies. So if I take the top card off here, we all have the same ones.
Okay.
So, for example, I have got this Ivier, who will give me a blue and a black, and also gives me a temporary bonus to religion, which is the blue, and strength, which is the red track. So that's a temporary bonus that will last for this round, and then he goes away. He also has the special ability that absolving costs no silver. So absolving is one of the actions that we can take. So I'm going to put him there for the moment. For that is where he shall live. Having never played this game before, I have no idea where to start in explaining this game. So it's just going to be a case of let's just go for it and see what happens.
Cool.
So at the start of the round, whoever has the start player marker passes it to the next player in clockwise order, apart from the first round, which I think in the first round it is you, Ross. You are the first player.
Okay, no pressure.
I thought it was me, because I seem to have a weird marker next to my blue player board.
Oh, you're blue? Oh, my apologies. Oh,
I'm not blue.
I assumed Ross was blue because he's always plays blue. That's fine. In which case, Dom, you're first player.
Oh, right, no pressure then.
No, not at all.
Okay. Shall
We
I
then?
just jump in then?
No, let's...
You carry on talking.
I'll carry on talking for a little bit just so we've got an idea. So we have the first one, we reveal this King's Order card, which is building... so the King's Order cards, these are objectives that are set out throughout the various rounds. So round 1 we will reveal this one, round 2 we reveal this second one, round 3 we reveal this one. If you can complete that by the end of the game, you'll score 4 victory points.
Okay.
If you complete this one by the end of the game, you'll score 6 victory points. This one is completing, you get 8 victory points.
Okay.
And it's open objective for everyone to try and complete at the same time. This one is build 5 fortifications. Okay, we'll get into that a little bit later. You also have these, which are the King's Favour cards, which I don't think there are any spare ones lying around that I can show you an example of, and I don't want to adjust it and set it. We'll worry about those as we get to them.
Yeah, they're hidden, so it's not like you could really plan for them anyway. So.
No, exactly. Then we, from the draw pile of Tavern, we reveal the number of tavern cards equal to the number of players plus 1. So in this case, we have 4. Now, what we do from here with these is once we've chosen our Paladins, we will be drawing from the tavern as well, gathering some townsfolk that are for different roles. You can see the meeples and the workers that are available on the cards for you to recruit. So that will affect your turn and the actions you can take. Some of the spaces on your board require you to have meeples of any colour, in which case they're just sort of a colourless background.
See-through.
Yeah, see-through. And you need 2 of those to do the develop action, which you spend... So I might as well go through the actions that are on here. I'm doing this all over the place and out of order, but this is the best way that I can figure to go through it without physically having the stuff. Alright. So the develop action, you need 2 workers of any type, and you pay 4 silver to take off one of these little huts.
Buildings. Yeah.
When you take those buildings away, these are workshops, you reveal what's underneath, and you get that bonus immediately.
Yeah.
So there's all sorts of different bonuses. And then that workshop can go onto one of the spaces over here on the right-hand side of your board, which has got a little dotted square around it.
Gotcha.
And what that then does is it means that on these actions, you need a green, any, and a black worker to complete
If you put
this
that
action.
on there, then you need any and a black.
Correct.
It's
And
a
you
bit
can-
like Scythe when you start upgrading stuff.
Yes.
And
Yeah, that's what I thought.
choose from
when I
one to
read
the
it.
other.
Yes, very much so. It's been so long since I played Scythe. I think it was like Tabletop Day 2017 or something.
Yeah,
you and I
probably,
played it.
Yeah.
So you can do this up to 7 times, I think. Or you can do this a number of times, but there's a number of spaces for it to go out and upgrade. So once those workers are out, they're out there. That's just where they are going to sit. You can go across to these spaces here, which is the hunt or trade. You can either put down 1 or 2 of the various colours on this one. So if you choose to hunt, you can put down any worker and a green. If you put down any worker, you get 1 sustenance, food, resource. If you put down that and a green, you get 3.
If I just put down a green,
You can't. You can only put down that one
just
or this
clarifying.
one.
Yeah.
Ditto for over here. You can put down a colour, so you get 1 silver to trade, or you can put down a blue as well, and you can get 3. Now, you can't place on subsequent turns. You take that action once. So you couldn't play down a colourless one round, and then the next round you play a green.
Gotcha.
So you have to take those separately. Recruits over here. You can do 1 or 2 workers. You can either place any worker, and those are to deal with the townsfolk up here that have got different benefits to them. So the first part of the benefit is if you choose to play a colourless worker, or just any worker on there, then you get to do this ability in the top right and discard the worker and send them off on a quest effectively, and you automatically get the benefit. So if you send off this watchman, for example, you would get a blue worker to go into your horde effectively. Further along the board you go, the more expensive it will become. So for this guy it's free, but for the rest of them it is going to cost at least a silver to improve upon them. The bottom half of the card is if you choose to recruit them, which needs a red fighter to put on there. So you put down both workers, and then you can recruit. And if you recruit, you get to take the person away. As you take them out of action, they then go. Where do they go? They go face up alongside your player board, and they have ongoing effects. So, like the monastery.
So hold on. So I literally take this person, I would put them like here, for example.
Yes, for the ongoing effects. So, for example, so you get various different boosts that happen. If they have a lightning bolt, then
it's a one-off.
Yeah, it's a one-off instant bonus where you just add that to your supply. But it's a choice effectively. You either discard them or you recruit them. That's it.
Yeah.
Hunt and trade we've already been through. You have the prey action, which requires a cleric. It costs you 2 silver, and you can then remove all workers from 1 action space on your player board. So if you've already placed out 2 workers on the develop, you can go and pray. They go away. They don't go back. They don't come back to you, but they go back to the general supply. But the space is now open for you to play.
Yep.
Conspire. This means you put a worker, and then you gain a criminal, which is the purple wild card. If you gain a criminal, you also gain a suspicion, which is these purple cards over here, which have a shifty person on the back. Those come to you. You get between 1 and 0, or sorry, between 0 and 3 coins that come to you.
Yeah.
That come from this tax area.
Sure.
I'm just going to shuffle that up. Those cards then get placed in front of you here in a stack, and that will come up a little bit later on for certain interactions. Those are those actions on this side. Then we have the Commission, Fortify, Garrison, Absolve, Attack, and Convert actions. So these usually require 3 workers. We've seen it can get reduced down by adding those workshops to them and upgrading the things as they go. The symbol on the left shows that you will need a certain level of that type of, what's the word I'm looking for? That type of resource almost from these 3 tracks over here.
Yeah.
So these tracks will get improved as time goes along from various actions that you take, and the one on the right is the one that you get rewarded by. So if you were to play a green, any, and a black, you get to recruit a monk or commission a monk. You also have to pay 1 food, and you would get 1 on the blue. I did say the name of this track earlier, and I've forgotten what it is. Up the blue track, which is the. Where is it? Why do I not remember things? It's a lot of things here.
I don't know.
Influence. There you go. Blue is influence. Red is strength. Black is religion. There are better people than me at explaining board games. I'm just the only one who's read these rules fully. So you get the immediate bonus, and then the monks go to a spot up in the centre board up here.
Okay, yeah.
Depending on how much of that thing you have, of the religion you have. So if you have a religion of 0, you can place it into one of these spots, and you would get a reward based on that. If you've got more religion you have, the higher level of spots you can put it into. So if you've got a religion of 4, you can place in any of these spots.
Up to here, yeah.
Obviously, the 3 and 4 player spots, those are pretty self-explanatory, right?
Yeah, so it's if you have 2 players, then you use those spots, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's right. So for us, we're just going to be using these ones which go up to these 3 players.
Yeah.
Alright, Fortify lets you have. I'm going to go back over to Ross's board because that's where I'm explaining things. Fortify needs you to have influence and allows you to build garrisons. No, it doesn't. What am I talking about? Talking nonsense. Lets you build up a wall up here. So it builds up your wall for your defences. You would take one of the wall cards, which are here.
Yeah.
Place it into your thing, flip it over, and you would get the instant bonus that comes as a result of that.
Sure.
Again, the more influence you have, the more you can put at the track. It also costs you extra resources to build as things go. Because you need more provisions to move stuff around the wall. Garrisons also need 3 workers. I'm just about explaining the fact you need 3 workers because you can see it.
Yeah.
But again, you get to take a garrison off the board. This time it's using your strength, and you can take it to
Same spot.
Yeah, same spots over here, and gain the instant benefit from them.
But for example, you need at least 1 strength to start, whereas
Correct.
with this group you just need 0 religion. So
Correct.
actually we go here straight away, but you need cool.
Let's see. Absolve is an action down here, which is taking off these little tracker marks, and they come across onto here on your own player board.
Gotcha.
And they give you different actions to do. So, for example, you can recruit someone for free. You can get a white cleric, white worker. You can get rid of one of your distrust cards. debt suspicion cards. That's what I was looking for. You can flip over a debt. You can return a group back. You can get some food. You can get a religion bonus. Then the attack action lets you use their strength attribute to attack outsiders. So this again comes to the outsiders who are here in this track. Depends on your strength ability of which one you are going to be able to take care of. And if you hit them with strength, then you get the benefit that is underneath the lightning bolts. And you take them and you place them face down in your pile next to your board. So you can say, these are the people I've defeated. They will be used for scoring later on. The other action that you have is convert. And the convert
just before you finish attacking.
Yes.
You mentioned needing strength to eat up them. It's also in the rules that you can pay 1 silver to gain 2 additional strength.
You're right. Yes.
It's just somebody not quite strong enough for.
Correct. You can pay a silver. And it's one. That's okay. 1 silver per. So you can actually pay 4 silver and gain 8 strength to take on this person over here, if you so chose. And you can see how that benefits for you. And then, thank you for calling me out on that one, Dom. And then there is the convert action, which lets you take these individuals, depending on your religion, and you get to recruit them to your city. So you place them face up in the spots down here. Again, they will cost money as you gain more of them because you need to pay to feed them. But you do get instant bonuses from them, which are the black lightning bolts, the bits above them, and then you have an ongoing scoring effect which will happen at the end of the game.
Sure.
The other thing that should be worth mentioning is tax and suspicion. So if this tax amount runs out at any point, it will get refilled. Whoever has the most suspicions at the time will get a debt card, which is worth -3 victory points. And then they lose half of their suspicion rounded down. It just goes into a discard pile over here. And it's regardless of whose turn it is that runs out, it just happens. And then you basically an Inquisition happens because no one expects the Spanish Inquisition, even though we're in France. Yeah. Especially that we're in France. Alright, so debts can be flipped over from various things. They can be destroyed and returned to the pile. They're all the same. There's no difference to those. But if you have completed the debt, you flip it over, you get a victory point instead of having your -3. Once you have placed all your workers and you have no workers left to make an action, or you choose not to take an action, you can pass. You clear all workers from your player board and return them to the main supply. If you have any remaining in your supply at the end of your turn, when you choose to pass, then you may carry up to 3 into the next round. Anything more than that goes away. And that's it, really. There's a lot of things to try and digest all at once, and I've gone through that quickly. So, and this is our first playthrough, so bear with us if we have to look at the rules occasionally and talk through that. In fact, there's 3 of us means that there's probably going to be a little bit more conversation than there normally is when it's me and Dom, and we've actually spent more time studying the rules. we have generally a good idea of what's happening. All right.
Or we're good at faking it.
Shh! Don't tell them that. All right. So the round structure. Let's go into this. So start player starts off with Dom, as it is.
Yeah.
We revealed our King's Order and our Tavern cards. We now will draw our Paladins. Or is there something else that happens first? Hang on. Bear with me. Because there's something I think there's something supposed to happen with the townsfolk, but I don't remember what that is off the top of my head.
I'm just reading a random thing. Revealed any King's Order cards, King's Favourite cards that come around. Notice that the number round, the third round changes.
You draw the Paladin after revealing the Tavern cards.
Which we've done, so...
Draw the Tavern cards, then from the Paladin draw pile, each player must draw the top 3 Paladin cards into their hand and do the following.
Okay, so let's all draw our 3 Paladins. We all have the by the way, we all have the same Paladins. They're just shuffled. Obviously, the decks are shuffled differently. Now, when we do this, we choose one that we're going to place out into the field. Yeah. One goes onto the top of our deck. The other one goes to the bottom of the deck.
Gotcha.
So let's see what we've got. Okay, you're probably a good one to have to start.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be doing that. Might do that. It doesn't seem like a bad one.
Temperature attribute boosts and doesn't make a difference. This is special.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll do. So I'll keep you on top. Sorry, keep you in the hand. One is going to go back on the top of the deck.
Yep. And the other one is going to go to the bottom of the deck.
How do you place something on the bottom of the deck?
So the way I've done it is I unlocked my deck on here and shifted it and moved it across and then put the card on the bottom and then put the others on top. It's a little bit fiddly to do it in the digital, which I imagine in the physical, not so hard. Also good to notice is that there is a little counter for silver and food, so we don't have to worry about...
how do I grab the whole deck now that I've unlocked it?
So if you just shift and...
Oh, shift and grab it. Gotcha, yes. Okay. This one, but... Right. Shift and grab it, and then move it back on top. And then put this one back on top.
Okay. Place my paladin on the board.
Yep. My paladin.
Face up.
I think it... well, I've got them face down at the moment, just because it can influence...
Placing it face down onto the space on the left side of the player board.
Yeah, face down for the moment, just because it might influence what we're deciding to do. Sorry, the dog is just curled up at my feet.
Oh, how nice.
Starting with the first player this round, moving clockwise around the table, each player reveals the paladin and collects the 2 workers printed on the card from the supply. After doing so, they'll then select one of the available tavern cards and collect the 4 workers.
So, Dom, you are our first player. So, who is your paladin?
My paladin is...
Anseus.
Or something similar.
What has happened to his face? Has he hit himself with his own mace? Is that what's happened there?
I'm more concerned about what's happened with his hand.
Cut himself shaving.
He's got a dagger hand. But
it kind of looks like he's holding it like this.
No, he's holding it like that. That's okay.
I think he's got Lego hands.
Yeah.
Possibly. But you get yourself a blue and a green, and you have a temporary bonus to your religion of 1 and 3 to your influence. I think what we're probably going to have to do is flip these all flat so that we can see them a little better from our top-down view. Let's just do that for everyone.
You just did my paladin.
There you go. Would you like those?
Flipped the other side back up again, I think.
Did I?
It's fine. Yeah.
It was still selected.
Back to how it should be.
Oh, yes, so it was. Go ahead, Ross. I'll let you.
No, you do. You're the.
There we go. Yep. There we are. Flats. Right, Ross. Oh no, actually no, Dom. You now choose your things, right?
Yeah. When it says moving around, each player reveals a paladin and collects 2 workers from the supply. After doing so, they also select one of the available taverns and collect the 4 workers.
So yeah, I guess.
I would say Dom.
Yeah, it kind of is confusing because they've separated into 2 different sentences, but I think
I think Dom, you are supposed to take your workers. So which one of those cards would you like?
What do I want to do this round?
Purple are wild, aren't they?
They are the wild ones. They are the criminals.
There's nothing.
Suspicion for taking them.
Okay, that was what my question was going to be.
That's what I'm just trying to double check because it does. I mean, it does say whenever you take them, you get suspicion.
Okay. I didn't know whether it was because you took them from wherever else
from the tavern. Yeah.
I mean, no matter what you do here, you take getting suspicion because the number.
There's going to be at least one. Everyone's going to get at least one suspicion.
Yeah.
So it's whether you double down and just go for 2.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to break the game if we play it that way, and it's not how it's supposed to be played. because I can't find anything that contradicts it. So I'm just going to go with the general assumption that any time you get, anytime you get it, you get a suspicion.
Okay.
Don't be
Right.
suspicious.
So let's take.
Okay. If you leave it where it is, Dom, we'll just flip it face down, and you just take the workers that are
2
on
reds, a white, and a purple.
Mm-hmm. All right. Ross, it is your turn.
Sure.
Choose whilst Dom is taking here.
A suspicion.
I have Griard.
Mm-hmm.
So I get 2 greens.
Nice. That's a pretty useful power that you get 2 additional provisions
Yes.
when hunting. Dom, what was the result of your suspicion card?
I think I'm taking 2 coins from the tax supply.
You do. You get 2 coins from tax.
Shall I just move them off the tax and add 2 to my counter?
Yeah. Just if we just pile them up next to it, because we're going to have to put them back on eventually anyway. It saves us having to move stuff around.
So just really quickly again
Yes.
on this bit here around the religion and the attacking.
Uh-huh.
If I want to take one of these cards, I can either do religion or attack.
Uh-huh.
In order to have that number to do it, to fight this person.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, if I want to attack, I need to have
One
attack power
strength.
of 1.
Yes.
Or basically to take this card.
Yes.
If I use this attack, this attack ability here.
The attack action, yes.
So where is that strength recorded? Is
That's
it this-
recorded over on this track
here.
here. Yes.
So I need to increase this. So how would I increase this?
Various actions can do that. So if you look at the other actions here, so like the Fortify uses your influence,
Yes.
but rewards you with strength.
Right. So how do I get influence?
Well, you've got a temporary influence of 2,
Okay.
and you can get it from various different benefits. And remember, the early steps of them don't have any cost to them. So
yeah,
the
these
first,
ones here.
these steps here. So like getting the first benefit, they don't have a cost. So like the early religion ones for the monks is a cost of 0 to get that benefit. It just costs a food. So yeah.
Yes. Okay. Sure. I will take this one. 2 white, a purple, and a red. 2 white.
2 white, a purple, and a red. Okay. All right. So and take your
My suspicious card.
suspicion card. Yep.
As soon as I can grab one of these reds. Got it. Nice. Excellent. Just the top card off here.
Yep.
Flip it over, put it here.
Nothing.
It means nothing.
Okay, my turn. So, I had chosen Samson, who gets me a green and a white. Boop. And gives me 2 for my strength and 2 for my influence. But it also costs me 2 less to develop, which is always handy. Then I am going to take this group. I'm going to take 1 red, 1 green, and 2 purple. So I feel like that's going to give me the most options.
Luke is very suspect.
I'm sus.
Purple is sus.
Just going to kill hold here. So I get a suspicion card. I get 2, I think. Alright, second one gives me 2 more from the tax. So it puts me at a cost of 5. Okay. And that is that part. So now we should all have 6 workers. And Dom, you are the first player. Move around the clockwise. You then take an action or decide to pass. So what would you like to do, sir? I like this first player token. That's nice.
Yeah, a little scroll.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a neat one. Okay. I think the first thing I'm going to do is develop.
Okay.
So I'll use a labourer and a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the leftmost one.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. What am I going to want to do later? Oh, I know we're going to want to fortify at some point, so I'll stick it in the fortify one. That seems like a decent plan.
Okay.
Do I get a thing? Yes, I
You
get a white.
You got a white.
White meeple.
And you need to. That costs you 4 silver.
Yeah, so I will reduce my silver down again.
Alright.
So I guess that's my first action done with.
Yeah,
So
Ross.
on to Ross.
Sure. I think it would make sense. I don't know if this is I mean, it might as well do it now. Is just to go hunting because
why
I
not?
get the bonus of that. So I would choose the one which gives me the most options going forward still. So I will put white and a green in there
Alright.
for 3 food plus 2 additional ones. So
Gives
that
you
brings me up to
5.
5 up
Nice.
to 6 total.
Nice.
I
Alright.
think that's my turn. But
Me. Okay. I will also develop. So I'm going to take a white and a green.
you both started with slightly more money, didn't you? Because you got the
We got the
suspicion
yes. It cost me 2 fewer this round, so it only cost me 2 to develop. And I'm going to take it over to the attack space there. And I get a white. You're going to have to forgive viewers that there's going to be a lot of jumping around today, just because of the basis of this game. Dom, it's your turn.
Yeah. Okay. Clicked the wrong button. Was actually went out of the game. That's not going to help matters. Okay.
I'd just like to reference the fact that we are 57 minutes into the stream and we've just taken our first turn.
yeah, it's a little bit horrifying.
We were chatting a little bit beforehand, so I don't feel quite so bad, but it is quite a long rules explanation.
Yeah. Okay. Just let me check how this action works again. Like the other problem with it having quite a lot of rules is that when you're looking for a bit, it's quite hard to find the bit you're on about.
Yeah. Physical copies of the rules, much better. In this game of Paladins for the West Country.
Yes.
It's the new sequel. The new expansion, West Country.
Okay, I will use a labourer and a fighter
Uh-huh.
to go and recruit a townsfolk.
Alright, who are you going to recruit?
I'm going to recruit the Watchman, who I believe doesn't cost me any silver.
Correct.
So he's just going to sit somewhere next to my board now, isn't he?
Yeah, do you want to put him on the other side? There you go.
Okay.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you were going to put him on the other side, on the dark space.
Oh, right. Yes.
I just think-
I was putting him there and then you said...
No,
on
it
the
might
other
just.
side.
Yeah, I think it's probably just a delay on my view of it. It's when I said that he was on this side, and then you moved your hand across there, and I thought, yes, that's fine.
So
So-
just go on.
Well, I'm just saying, if I'm reading that correctly, I get the instant lightning bolt action of getting rid of my suspicion.
Yeah.
Yep. So just pop that in the discard pile over here.
And then going forward, whenever you do the thing that
Garrison.
garrison, that's the word is after, you get a coin.
You get a tax.
You get a tax coin. Okay. Makes sense, but you don't get the top left ability because you didn't do the first step of recruiting. You did
Correct.
the second step
Correct.
of recruiting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I'd just used one meeple in the left space, he'd have been discarded, but I'd have got a blue meeple. I thought,
Do you know what?
it's better to put him in.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think I'm falling deeply in love with Garfield games and the way that they do this stuff because this is intriguing as This is good. I like
I
this.
was too busy watching Dominic's turn now. Okay, cool. I think I got it.
Okay.
It's my turn before I
Yes.
should proceed.
Yes.
So my understanding is I could do the fortify action now.
Mm-hmm.
So I could use my any wildcard one,
Yes.
a green one,
Mm-hmm.
and doesn't make too much of a difference.
Not really.
The white one
Uh-huh.
to fortify.
Yes.
So to fortify, I take the top card off here.
Yes.
I add it to there, and it does cost me 1 food when I do that.
Yes.
And this says I can get rid of 1.
So, hold on. Let me get to the quick references. You remove a suspicion, I think, if you pay 2 silver. I will double check
Okay.
There was
Or is it
a...
saying remove a suspicion or 2 silver? I can choose.
No, I think it's...
Because it's the
it's the
standard
slash.
thing is the slash. That's the
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? That's the
Yeah, I'm with you.
board game language that you use slash to choose one of them.
Yeah, because where's the other one that it does? It says per, so you may be right. I will double check.
Does it also mean that I have an additional combat
Yes.
going forward?
So so you move yourself up the track 1. Gloss. Well, I seem to recall when we did this for architects, there was a glossary or a
Right.
explaining thing that sort of explained the different powers, but there doesn't appear to be that in this rule book. Outside of scoring, townsfolk ability, solo variations. That's the solo rules. That doesn't help me. Is it going to be under the fortify action?
I'm reading a reduced version of the rules, so just sorry, I apparently I picked the most.
Nope, that's not it. Apologies, folks. This is Tom Saga. No, that's the expansion. FAQ. I mean, I'm inclined to agree that it probably is.
I think it's an or. Based on, if you go to page 17 about the fortify, it does obviously describe that you pick up those items.
Yeah.
And they have an
that would
example
make
of their
sense.
they've
Yeah.
got black cards being flipped over or 2 coins, basically.
Yeah.
So I think I've still got money. I think I'll get rid of the suspicion. If nothing else, that means that when this empties out, then that's negative for you potentially, Luke, unless you get rid of yours.
I mean, I've got 2, so
The highest number.
yeah.
I'm just securing my.
Cool. All right.
I think I'm just going to do that.
All right, my turn then. Alrighty, I am going to recruit as well. I think I'm going to take a. Yeah, I'm going to take a white and a green and a red. And it will cost me a silver. Maybe 2, depends on what I want to do. Now, I'm trying to remember what that symbol means, that black. Oh, that's the convert. When it converts, I get food. That might not be a bad idea, actually. To gain her. Alright, I'm going to choose the nun. Because I can get the missionary, sorry. So it costs me a coin, which I've already marked off, but I get a food as an instant. And then in the long term, whenever I convert, then I gain a food as well. Seems like that might be pretty useful. Alright, Dom.
Yep. I am going to use my blue and my green to fortify.
Yep.
And
You get to take one from the wall as well.
yep.
So obviously we mentioned around how the Paladin gives us temporary buff. Basically.
Yes.
How do you track that?
You just have to. It's just on the card. It's a buff for this round only. So.
What I mean
suppose
is,
you could move your things up at the start of the round when you
that's what I was trying to say.
end.
Because obviously this is a cost 0 now, for example.
Yes.
For the first 4 to 5, but if it cost 1, how do I just remember that I've used one of the 2?
No, it's not. It's a permanent amount, so it doesn't matter. It's not a consumable resource.
Right. Okay.
So it's just a case of there is 3, and you have that is yours.
Right. This never drops.
Yes, correct. Though I think there might be some cards which do drop it somewhere.
Yeah.
That might be
ones
that
with
might be
cross
one of the expansions.
Gotcha.
But
No. That makes much more sense. Okay. It's like, so just the more powerful you get, the more powerful you get, basically. In
yes.
that
And
area. So
you
I
get
will now
more
always have at least one military, even if I don't do anything else.
Correct.
Cool.
Okay, so I'm going to take a wall.
Mm-hmm. Bring on the wall.
I do not have to pay a provision for it because of my paladin power.
Correct. Fortifying cost no provisions. So you get.
So I get a strength plus a white meeple and a green meeple. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good for you.
So I was running out of meeples, but now I get to carry on my turn. After Ross and Luke have had their turn.
Yeah, because actually, that's even better for you because that means you could take your purple prey and then you could do it again.
If I wanted to.
If you wanted to, yes. Right, Russ. Oh, that's me.
So, I only have 1 meeple left. That's a dangerous situation to be in. So I can get more meeples, say, for example, by doing the cross action on the guys up here. On the recruits, I could just drop my 1 meeple in here, then get the recruits. That would give me a little bit more meeples to work with. Is it worth doing that? Because it's going to cost me 2 out of my 3 silver as well to do that.
You can also choose to pass and keep that worker for next turn.
That's kind of what I'm wondering. I feel like you guys still have loads of meeples left, and I'm just going to be not done very much. But you also did have a boost of money at the beginning, so
we did. You got a shed load of food.
I do have a shed load of food.
It's a thinker.
Yeah, I think I will pass.
Okay.
I don't know if that was the right move or not, but I'll do it anyway.
It is what it is. Alright, I will. I could fortify. Get that benefit for me, but I don't think I want to just yet. I think I would rather attack. So I'm going to use a green and a purple to attack. Now my strength at the moment is 2. So let's have a look at these guys here. So I could go for this guy, and I'd get 2 things. Or I can go here, I'd get a food, and a white meeple, and a influence. Or I could spend 2 silver and go here, because that would put me up to 6. I'd get an influence, plus I would get a black and a white worker. Is that trade going to be worth it? So I could get more silver. You know what? Yes, I think it probably is. Is it? I think having 3 workers and then passing is probably going to be better than having no workers. Although, no, I don't think I'm going to spend my silver. I think I'm going to save it. So I'll just go for this guy here to get the 2 influence. So he is defeated. I get 2 on my influence track.
So you flip him over so you don't get the ability on it.
Correct.
He'll score points to whatever at the end of the game.
Yes. Why is that fallen on its?
What's the point value for having defeated them?
It depends on the bonuses that you get. The cards at the bottom. So at the moment, he's not worth anything.
I thought that was only if you.
If he's so if I'd kept him alive and I'd recruited him or I'd converted him, then he would be worth 1 point per blue card that I had defeated. At the moment, he's only worth the 2 bonus to my.
But you might get another person later on which does, or something like that.
Which scores off this ability. But obviously, by increasing my influence, I'm now actually on 1 victory point.
Okay, yep, sure. So defeating someone doesn't necessarily give you points, but it might influence other things or impact other things.
Yes, correct.
That's cool, yeah.
Dom, it's your turn.
Yeah. So I thought about your suggestion of sending my purple Garth to Prey, but I discovered that I can't do that because you have to spend 2 silver to Prey.
You don't have 2 silver. You're right.
Most of my silver on the workshop, so I can't do that. But I am feeling kind of religious, so I'm going to use a green,
nice,
an NA, and a wild to commission a monk.
Nice. And a food.
And a food, yep. So I'm going to send this monk off over here. I've got 1 faith, so I can only go in the leftmost column. And I'm going to put it on this one with the little cross.
To get a recruit for free.
Recruit the townsfolk for free, yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Now, looking at the townsfolk, would anybody like to take a guess at what that squire ability does?
That is when you have the Inquisition and you have no influence, you have none of the negative cards, you gain
suspicion.
no suspicion, you gain a
religion.
Interesting.
Is my interpretation of that.
Yeah. Interesting. Not sure that's going to be massively useful for me. Because judging by the first round, we're going to get suspicion pretty much every time we pick up people from the tavern.
Well, not necessarily. I think it's just those 4 cards happen to all be.
Yeah, I think I'll take the architect. Every time I develop, I will get some provisions. That seems like a useful ability.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a bad shout.
Okay, on to Ross then.
No, Ross passed, so it's me.
Yeah, I passed, yeah.
I have 1 purple left, so I could go and do some stuff, but I think I am also going to pass.
And I've renounced Meeples, so I'm going to pass.
Okay, so we clear off our workers and you put them back where they came from. This is the bit that's probably going to take a little while to sort out. Again, the benefits of a physical game over a digital one, but it's the medium we're playing, so... What are first impressions? Oops. Sorry, Tom, go on.
I'm liking this.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I was saying on the bright side, we don't have to worry about dropping a meat and having it go into the table and disappear.
That's true. What were you say, Ross?
Yeah, I'm liking it. I think I didn't have it quite as successful as the first turn, but I did something, and that's a win.
Yeah. Ooh, we've got a purple sneaky.
I'm kind of worried I might have gone off a bit too fast and maybe spent too many resources and not be able to do much this turn. But we'll see how it plays off.
Yeah. Alright, so our Paladin then goes off and retires. I think we keep them on the stack. I'm not sure how that...
I don't think it would be... It's not negatively impacting by leaving it there, I guess. So.
The only thing would be when you're putting...
I think you just stack them on top of each other, can't you? Rather than...
You can, I suppose. Right, so I'm all cleared, so... that passes over to Ross.
That's me.
These guys slide down. And we refill the townsfolk. So we now have an abbot with a weird face.
Those things you get food.
Got a defender. And you've
Defeat something, you get a white, and when you get a pot thing, you get a coin. Cool.
From attacks, these guys all move down one. The outsiders. We get a new outsider. We get a new outsider. These all disappear. So I'm just going to put them at this small discard pile next to it, I think. Oops.
I'll fix it. You draw new cards.
All right. Yeah, see, this time only one of them has got a wild on it.
Oh, well. You live and learn.
Aye. Alright, and then we draw our 3 paladins, I think. I think that's all the cleanup that we need to do. Townsfolk in the Merciful Blade, move to this right. Outsider, discard it, move
We
to the
reveal a
left.
new king's favour, don't we?
Oh, yes, we do, you're right. So a new king's favour is... Converts. So you
Okay.
Right.
5 converts.
Let's have a look at my paladins. What's on for this one? Okay. So you're potentially.
Okay. There is a slight problem if you stack them that you do get the one that's on the bottom comes up to the top when you flip them over.
Oh, okay. You're on the top of them.
So I'm just going to put the spent ones over to one side, face up. Then I need to decide who I want to go.
Am I being...
That's not bad. Right. So you can go to the bottom.
Let's see the new things about converting, right?
Sorry?
The new King's Edict is...
Yes, about converting.
So that's the bottom half of these cards here. So
Yes.
you use religion to get them.
Correct.
Is it just that there's just the religion you need in order to do that? So you need to take the convert action?
Convert action and then religion, yeah.
So there's no cost associated to that for silver?
Not on the first one. You gain, it then costs you silver the more you recruit. More you convert, sorry.
Oh, yeah, down the bottom. They go across the bottom, don't they?
Yes.
Right, yes, that makes much more sense. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's actually really helpful.
Alright, let's see what else we got. Okay, I think I'm sorted.
I'm the first player, aren't I?
You are, yes.
That makes a huge difference as well.
Yes. Yeah, first player in this game really does make a big difference to how the turn plays out.
My brain can't handle this.
Sorry, Ross, we haven't played any difficult games for a little while.
I think I put this one on top. I think I put this one. The bottom. And then this one goes on top of that. Why are they not flipping straight away?
I don't know.
Oh, that one didn't do it. Deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Put this one here. Put this one here. Tabletopia does a lot of things good, but just trying to organize your cards is
Not one of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
What you got? Dom, are you ready?
Yep, I've put mine on my board,
Cool.
face down, until it's ready to be revealed.
Sure. I've gone for this guy.
Nice.
Converting costs no silver. Obviously, the first time it doesn't cost any silver.
You're gonna need to super convert.
Yeah, I'm having to do twice, maybe. I don't know. Feck knows, but we'll see how it goes.
All right.
And do I need to pick a tavern
You
card
do.
now as well? Yeah.
Doesn't it get a black and red meeple?
You do get a black and red meeple. You get a cleric and a fighter.
Fighter. And then I will take this first card here, I think, which gives me 2 more clerics, a fighter, and whatever the green guy is.
Okay. All right.
That's me.
I have taken Otton, who gets me 2 blues. Does Otton. There you come. Come help me out here.
Ah, that wasn't what I wanted. Right. I actually goofed because I had a perfect turn from last round and I picked the wrong tavern. But
And he gets additional 2 silver if I trade, which is always useful. And then I think I shall pick... I'm going to take this one, which gives me a blue, a red, and 2 green. Oops.
Oh yeah, I can make this work.
A blue, 2 green, and a red. For my 6 workers. Okay, and finally Dom.
Yep, I have picked Engelier.
Engelier.
Where attacking earns me 2 silver and gets me a fighter and a scout.
There we go. Nice.
And what shall I pick from tavern? I think I'll take the rightmost one, so I'll gain a white, a blue, and
I've grabbed a black for you already.
blacks. Thank you.
Alright. Ross, you are up first, sir.
Sure. I guess I'll just do the thing that I came here to do, which is to convert.
And what about in the game?
Oh yeah. Also in the game, I will continue to convert as I do in life.
Okay. To Rostyism.
Yeah.
The
So
Church of the Great Moose.
yes.
It's the Church of Optimism, surely.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, whenever I play Civilization 6, the religion always is optimism. So I'm spreading optimism across the world.
Nice.
So I will pop all of my meeples into converts,
Uh-huh.
and I currently have a converting power of 3 or more.
The converting power of religion is 4.
Is 4 total, is it? Where's the...
Yours? Oh, no, sorry. You're right, it is. It's 3.
It's 3. Okay, cool.
Sorry, I thought your one was...
4 would have been good, because obviously it would have meant I could have...
Get this
opened
level,
up a little bit more, yeah. Have some more options.
Would you like to convert the assassin or the adventurer?
I'm just curious about whether you guys can do any converting, and whether I can actually, by taking the assassin, I block you guys basically from being able to do it, at least for now. I think I take the assassin.
Okay.
I think.
Okay, so you get 2 strength.
Yep.
And then you get 1 gold for each yellow person that you murder. I don't know what those symbols are meant to indicate. They may be defined somewhere else. But that is... That's what happens if you murder them.
Sure.
Cool, right, my turn.
Yes.
Alright, I am going to trade. So I'm going to send off a blue and a green to trade. I get an extra 2 if I trade this turn, so I get 5. Puts me on to 7. That is all. Done.
Okay, well, surprisingly enough, I'm going to go off and attack. I'm just deciding which forces I'm going to attack with.
The power of Christ. No, just going to attack with the power of Christ.
Oh, right, gotcha.
Yeah, Scout, Labourer, and fighter. My total attack power for this round is 4 because I've got 1 on the tracker and 3 bonus on my guy. So I can.
But you could use your 1 coin to go up to 6.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Just check.
But I don't particularly want to, so
No, I don't think you would.
I will attack the adventurer.
So you can Scarper it. I forgot you could just attack and clear it rather than.
Yeah, where does that go? I think it goes next to my board, doesn't it?
It goes face down. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know where I'm going to put it. I'll put it down here somewhere. That'll do.
Put the bodies of your defeated under your banner.
Yeah, I'll get my things before I flip it face down. So I
Good
get
idea.
a blue one slidey up.
1 influence.
I get a black meeple and a white meeple.
Nice.
I've got lots of
Clerics.
clerics this round.
Yeah. What are you going to do with all those clerics?
Oh, and I get 2 silver for attacking.
You do, yes.
Hey!
Russ.
Sure, that's changed my plans obviously slightly because I can't.
Convert twice.
I can convert twice.
Oh.
I'd planned out to
Oh, gotcha.
then clear the board, then have another set, but I can't access that 4th level slot as far as I'm aware. I just need to have a little think about whether I can boost my religion by 1 in a way that's going to be good. I don't think I can. And also then do stuff at me.
I think you'd be short 1 meeple.
Yeah. God damn. Okay.
What do I want to do? That's what it decides.
Yeah, sorry, I got it.
No, it's fine.
This one. Can I just? I went hard on one strategy, and that may be foolish.
That's the thing. Well, that's the thing with this game. I don't know whether it's better to try and go widespread or to just focus in on one particular thing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking with this tracker, it might be best to try and focus on one particular thing because the higher up you get with one, the reward seems to go up
significantly.
Mhm.
Yes.
Having said that's probably a good strategy. I'm not sure I'm going to do it because I'm kind of also thinking play to the strengths of the paladin you get.
Yeah.
That's also
Yeah, obviously that's no good for me now, unfortunately. I think
It might be a case of just prepare as much as you can, and then next turn go all in on something.
I'm wondering actually whether I can. Yeah, I just don't know how to prepare for the next. Sorry, I know I'm taking ages.
No, it's fine.
I'm
It's fine.
just trying to
It's a
figure out.
new game to all of us.
It's a little bit because I thought I had this turn.
Yeah,
like,
and then I messed you up.
Yeah, and I just didn't. I was like, "Yep, it's all good." I even checked. Yep, no worries. And now I'm just trying to figure out how I can unpick this. It's like that could have been. Okay, I think I'm just gonna try boost my religion. Can I get a blue equal somehow? I'll just do that. Not obviously. Oh, so you need to do better do that. I can't attack anything to gain it. It's just about trying to unpick what I can. What's that thing again? What's the garrison benefits again? Because you.
No, I'd just like to interrupt the program for a moment to say, here's a dog. You know.
Oof.
Oh, hello, dog.
Okay, I'm gonna just do a recruit. I'm gonna put one black, one red,
Good girl.
and I recruit the watchman.
Okay.
Who's just going to be
Gets you a red and a white. Oh no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. That's
Oh
if
no,
you
I
send
did.
him
I
off on a
recruited
mission.
it. Yeah, it's a bit at the bottom. Yeah.
Good girl.
Cool.
So I'm going to startle the dog by picking her up. I don't think she liked that very much. I won't do that again. I'm sorry, Tilly.
Where does the white get used?
I don't think it does. I think it's just the
generic workers, yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's see what I want to do. I think my best tactic at the moment is probably going to be to develop a bit more. So I'm going to take a blue and a red, and use them to develop, get my second worker, and then I can put that over my fortify. I think. Yeah, I'll put it over the convert. So I think that might be useful. No, fortify. I'm going to stick with what I thought initially. I get myself an extra worker, and it costs me 4 silver. That's my turn. Dom.
Yeah, I'm going to send my labour and merchant student off to trade, so I'll just gain 3 silver.
Okay.
Ross.
I think I'm just going to be holding on to these guys. I'm just going to.
And then pass again.
Because spy means I can just flip to a purple, can't I?
You change one to a purple, which means you do get some coins, possibly, because you'll get one of the cards.
Yes. Can I do it? I might. You know what? I feel like I'm passing quite early on these, but I think I might just pass again and just keep building up a little stack of meeples. Yeah, I'll pass.
Okay. My turn. Do you want to clear your board whilst you're waiting for us?
Yes, that makes sense.
Alright, I am going to fortify. So I'm going to take my white worker and my green guy over there. I'm going to fortify like you guys did. It cost me a food. And get my wall. So I could take 2 silver. I got the same as you did, Ross, effectively. I can take 2 silver, or I could choose to get rid of one of these cards. I think since both of you have none, there's not much benefit into me getting rid of either, because I'm going to get hit by it either way, so I might as well just get the 2 silver and have that as a little bit of a long-term thing. And then just see if that pays off at some point. Let me just have a look if there's anything else I want to do. Not really. Okay, Dom, your turn.
Yep, I am going to develop.
Okay.
So use my 2 meeples, spend 4 silver, and I'm going to put another workshop out. Go on convert. I gain a white meeple from having built a workshop, and also gain a provision because of my architect.
Alright. Back to me.
Back to you, yeah.
I think I'm going to attack. Because why not? I've got 2 workers left, I might as well do something with them. So let's attack. I have a strength of 3 at the moment. Oh, actually, no, wait. Can I attack?
Can't do anything.
I could.
5, don't you? Oh, you
But
can
I can pay for it. No jokes, please. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna spend a silver, so I've still got 4 left, and I can defeat this person. That gets me a blue worker.
okay, never mind.
What's wrong?
No, it's fine. I just feel like I'm identifying good turns or strategies too late, basically.
Oh, I see. For you or from us?
For me.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Like, for example, I could have done that as well. Paid 1, gained the blue meeple,
Yeah.
which then meant I could have done the garrison on my turn.
Ah.
And then by doing that, I obviously gain 1 thing, but also because I have Watchman, I then gain a white meeple, which then means I could have done something else, like, I don't know, trade.
Well, you wouldn't have necessarily been able to, because you would have had to attack first, and I don't think you had any greens.
Fair point.
I
I could have planned for that potentially.
You could have,
I'm just thinking there's just like I've given up too much hope on that plan.
That's fair. All right, Dom.
Maybe some options.
Yeah, I can't see anything particularly useful to do with my remaining 2 meeples, so I'm going to pass and hang on to them.
Okay, I'm also going to pass and hold on to my remaining meeple. So let us disassemble our boards. Blue.
Also, just something I just noticed whilst I was in the admin area. Did Gen Con host us?
Did they?
6 days ago. Oh no, we hosted Gen Con. Don't
we
worry.
hosted Gen Con.
Yeah, I misread it. I'm just like, oh, what?
Yeah, no, we're set to also host Gen Con, among other
That makes
things. I think, depending on what time we finish this, we might raid Watch It Played. Because I think they're streaming at 4:30, and we're still going to be playing when they start.
Yeah.
We are speeding up.
We are speeding up, yes.
Yeah, it's actually making a lot of sense.
It seems it's one of those games.
You're
that,
right.
Yeah, go on.
It looks complicated, but although there's a lot of actions to choose from, they're each quite simple to work out.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, is there anything else? Okay, my board is clear, so that is that. This passes round to me. My Paladin goes over here, never to be seen again. I'm going to draw 3, and then hide my hand for a second whilst I reset everything else. So these guys, those guys move up 1. We get a new townsfolk. We did a lot of dealing with outsiders last turn.
Yes.
We get 2 new guys. We get these. That flips over. Is this the discard pile you put over here, Ross?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
I can. Oh, yeah. That's right. That's me.
That's right.
You are the chosen for this round.
Alright, so. Oh! I got lucky! So the new King's Order is 5 vanquished foes. That's interesting that you've got converts and vanquished.
This one. That one.
So no, that flips over as well.
Oh, they both get flipped over. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Wait, there we go. All right, so those.
Temptation to flip it back again after you just done that was
I know, right?
very strong.
So these are King's Favour cards. So I believe you can take this action, and you get to take. It gives you an extra action option. You can put a purple worker here, and you would get to increase 1 of the tracks.
Do we all get to do that, or is it just one person?
I believe it is 1 person. Oh, that's the AI round. So I'm going to go back up to the multiplayer rules. King's Favour, King's Favour, King's Favour. Once per round, and they cannot be cleared by the prey action. Alright, I'm up first. But we need to choose our Paladin.
Yes. I'm starting to see how it comes together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm liking this. It seems like it's got quite a lot of elegant design under the surface.
Yeah, they do. They get a lot in, but actually, it's all very different and intricate and quite clever. Because you've got a Garfield Games game, haven't you, Dom? You've got, is it Raiders of the North Sea?
Raiders of the North Sea, yeah.
Hmm.
Or is it Explorers? One of them.
It's one of the two.
Explorers, I think.
They're also available on Tabletopia, so they might be worth giving those a play at some point. And they've got a new trilogy coming out starting this year, which is of the Eastern Egress, I think? Or the South Egress, something like that.
What does the symbol mean?
Which symbol? I'm not looking at your board.
The white one, sorry, no, on the main board, the mercenary with the... Oh, it's per recruited mercenary?
I would guess so, yes. So I guess it's per card that have got that
but, so
symbol.
it's 1 victory point plus 1 victory point per one that symbol on it.
Yes.
Okay. I just don't know what I'm freaking doing in this game. Okay, right, let's just do this. You can go here. Pick the stack up. You can go here. This goes like this, and then this goes like this. Cool.
Alright, everyone good?
Yep.
Alright. So my guy is Angelier. Familiar to you, Dom. I get a red and a green for this turn, and attacking earns me 2 silver this round. And then I think I shall take... yeah, I think I'm going to take this one. So 2 white, 2 red.
I was being...
Nope, go.
No.
Help me.
Just because I feel like this is one of their slower bits.
Yep.
You got 2 red.
Sorry. Alright, Dom.
Yep, I have picked Samson, so developing costs me 2 less silver this round.
Nice.
Mhm.
And he gets me a white and a green. Oh, and I need to pick my town.
Have it.
Sorry, Dills.
I think I will take the leftmost one, so I'll take white and 3 greens.
Alright, which means Ross is going to have to take...
One of the things, yeah.
Yeah, this may be me being influenced by the previous one we gave.
Where being evil didn't help
Paladins.
you? No, Architects.
Architects, yeah.
Yeah, being evil didn't help you.
I got Ottons, so I get
Turned
2
out to be
boots.
really bad.
Yeah.
Who would have thought it?
I know, right?
The heck.
So 2 blues. And... Oops. You go down there, girl.
And then I choose one of these 2. I think I'm going to go for the more of the mixed bag one. So
Okay.
a blue, a red, and a purple.
Here's a green and a blue for you.
I'll grab the other 2 on this side, and then I need to flip this card over here.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Nothing
gives me
again. Could be worse. No, it can't be worse. It could be better. But there you go. Alright, me first then. So I am going to use my workers to develop. First of all, I'm going to spend 4 to get myself. I get a green worker, and I'm going to place it over my attack. Oops. Spot. Yeah, it's fine. It's fallen over. So gives me an extra attack. So it means I only need to spend 1 to do an attack. And then I get a green. Dom.
Yep, I am going to convert. At the minute, I am completely faithless, so the only one I can convert is the Guardian.
Mm-hmm.
I'll grab them, and it doesn't even cost me any silver.
Nope.
But it does gain me a strength.
Nice.
And end of the game, it's going to score me points for workshops.
Nice. Russ.
Well, I think, I'm just going to do what we talked about. I'm going to lead into my paladin a bit. I'm going to do some training. So I'm going to take a red and a blue.
Mm-hmm.
And I will take the 3 silver plus the 2 extra from my paladin.
Nice, 5 silver. Okay. I have got a lot of reds here, so I could. So convert on that means every time that comes up, I've got nothing. That's not a great ability. I have no silver. So let's go straight into attack. So I have strength of 4 at the moment. I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, attack. This guy gets me a influence, and then gives me 2 white workers. Yeah, I think that's the best thing for me to do at this point. Okay. Done.
Yeah, I am going to develop, which would normally cost me 4, but because of my paladin, it only costs me 2, so I can afford it.
Hey, Sapphire. It is a lot of concentrating that is happening. It looks complicated to start with, but I think I don't know if it's just me. I find that it gets easier as the game goes on.
Yeah, I'm feeling like I know more.
I understand the concept. I don't know what I'm. I don't know the strategy I want yet.
Right.
That's where I go with it.
Ooh, I get a green meeple. Wow, I have all the green meeples this round.
All right, Ross.
Sure, I will do a garrison. So I will put a pink one there.
Ooh, and I get a provision of my architect.
And a red one. I grab this, and I don't remember where I put my garrisons. Where did I put them again?
They go up onto this board up here.
And is it based on my faith on which one or whatever? That
Based on your strength, your red.
Strength, red, which is currently 3, so I can go as far as this one.
Yep. So you can recruit for free. You could get 2 silver. You can get a green work. You can get rid of your. That's a recruit for free.
That's pretty juicy. Or is it?
I think you'd like this, Sapphire. Once we got past the I don't understand the first round, the first game, I think you would hate it, and then you would understand it enough in the second game that you would go, oh, I actually quite like this.
I'll take the recruitment free. I'll take this one.
Alright. Over to me. Let's see, I developed this turn.
I always get a white meeple when I do that.
Yes.
Because my watchman.
I'm going to fortify, I think. Oh, I got 2 silver. I should have got 2 silver for my attack that turn, so I'm going to take that. I'm going to fortify. Cost me a green. And I get another wall. I can either turn over a debt card or I can get myself 2 silver. I'm going to take 2 silver because I don't have any debt. And I lose a food. Yes, optimistic. It is worker placement, but it is about planning what you need to do for other actions. That is my turn for this one, I think. Don.
Yeah, I am going to fortify. So place my meeple. I'll spend the food, and I'll take a wall card, which I keep forgetting where they live. There it is. It's because it's got a crane on it, not a wall.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'll gain a red, and we decided that was I can either destroy a suspicion or gain 2 silver.
Yes.
I don't have any suspicion, so I'll take
No,
silver.
you destroy your suspicion. Go on, Dom, destroy it. All of it.
Preemptively destroying the suspicion.
Yeah.
I am pure and righteous.
Pure as the driven snow. Alright, Ross.
Sure. I mean, I only have 2 guys left. I'm part considering building fire and not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Except that. No, it's not enough. Worth recruiting. I think I'm gonna pass. I feel like I'm passing too early every round, but I'm gonna pass.
Okay, it's my turn. So I'm going to do something complicated and long-winded, which is the title of my autobiography. So I'm going to conspire. So I take a suspicion, which gets me 1 tax, which means I have a total of 3 suspicion.
Yeah. Shall I remove one from?
Yes, please. But I get a purple worker.
Yeah, it's on to me, isn't it?
Yep.
That wasn't very complicated and long-winded.
No, it's the start of something complicated and long-winded.
Yes, I thought as much.
Sapphire. Sorry, I'm just enjoying the conversation that's happening between Sapphire and Optimistic Elk, which is, I love a worker placement, just not forward-thinking, Optimistic Elk. The complicated bit is if I do X, I can do Y, but then I can't do X. Sapphire says, that's too many steps. Optimistic Elk, I am 100% coming last. I don't know whether you are, Ross. I don't know whether you are.
Oh, yeah.
I think, if anything, this just suggests that we need to get you playing more games with us so that you can...
Yeah, honestly, my games at the moment have literally been like cartographers and Dixit-esque games. And,
yes.
All that good stuff, they're good.
They're good games. You just need a little more to develop your
strategy.
Your board games. Yeah. Are you done, Dom?
Yep, I sent 2 of my scouts out hunting, so I gained 3 food.
Nice.
3 provisions.
Ross.
I passed, I believe.
Oh, you did pass. It was me again. All right. I am going to take my newly converted criminal, and I'm going to make him prey, which costs me 2. And I get to take back the worker who attacked. He doesn't come back to me. He just goes back over to the field over here. But I now have that space available for later. Alright, Dom.
I'm passing.
Okay. I'm going to attack, because that gets me 2 silver.
Mm-hmm.
So I've netted... I've netted out in terms of cost, but it's worked out okay for me. And then I'm going to... I now have a strength of 5 because I built up my defences. So I can now attack this guy. Which gets me a red worker. So he comes back. Boop. I get a blue influence. And I get to get rid of my top suspicion card. Which is pretty handy. So it goes face down and goes there. And then you've finished, haven't you, Dom?
Yeah,
I
spider around
pass.
to you again.
Straight back round to me. So, what do I need for future rounds? I could do a garrison. It would probably not be a bad... Oh no, I don't have any food, so I can't.
Oh, no one did the special action yet.
No, there's no one had any purples apart from you. Have fun with your cross, Sapphire. Believing. She's also told Optimistic Elk, told you, Ross, believe in yourself.
Okay, we'll do.
Alright,
I believe that I'll lose.
Okay. I think
Yes, Dom, we can tidy up boards up. That's actually an excellent idea.
I will get myself 2 food. Or 3 food, so I've got that prepped for next round, and then I shall pass.
Okay, so that's end of the round.
End of the round, which means I need to get rid of all my workers, so white.
I will grab the scroll of first player in this.
As you do. White workers go over there. Red. Any other reds? Red. green over there.
Right, so we get a new King's Favour card.
Mm-hmm. Which you can place anyone there, and you can do effectively the prey action for free.
Nice. Sort out the tavern cards.
I'll sort out these guys. He should have gone because he was on the leftmost, so he gets discarded. We have a lot of abbots coming out. I'm just going to put a discarded townsfolk card to the left of the blue meeples, just so they're out of the way.
Yep, fair enough.
Have we dealt with the outside? Yes, we have. Is that everything?
I think so.
Think so.
Alrighty then.
Let's have a look at our paladins.
Oh shit! Did I forget about these 2 meeples like a? Oh, I did as well.
Or did you mean you forgot to put them back?
Oh, I put them there earlier and I forgot about them.
We'll let you keep them because you.
I'll get rid of. I'll play. I moved them there because.
Did you want the white or the blue? Sorry.
No, sorry. Put the white back. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I moved them there because I couldn't scroll down, so I just dumped them off here and then forgot that they existed. Oh, that's really dumb. Okay, that's really frustrating a little bit, but no worries. I'm not playing the perfect game anyway, so. You know.
It's a first game. It is not meant to be perfect. All right, let's see what I've got this time. That's good.
Yeah, nice.
All right, I'm going to go with you. I think this turn.
I keep putting the same guy back on top of the deck because he's always like the second best one in the ones I pick up.
Yeah. All right. Cool. I have chosen.
Yeah.
I've chosen.
Let's see what I need.
Therefore, to choose.
Okay.
Okay, I guess I'll reveal then as I'm first.
Mm-hmm.
So I have got Otton.
Oh, this guy.
Trading earns me 2 additional silver, and he gets me a couple of blue traders to help out with that.
Okay. And which of the taverns folk would you like?
Oh yeah. I'll take the right one, so I'll have a red and
3 blacks.
3 blacks.
Okay. Ross.
Yes, that is me. So, I picked the guy who gets silver from attacking.
Mm-hmm.
So that gets me a green and a red. And right, what do I need here? Do I go bold and go with the some cheeky one?
Oh.
So sure, yeah. I would take. How many of those cards do you have? You only have 2 of those cards. If
I do.
Take that one. I get 2, and I'll be on 3. Probably likely to draw one of those things. I think I'm going to take this one: 2 blues, 2 greens.
Okay. Alright, my guy is Ansier, who gets me a blue and a green, and fortifying costs no provisions this round.
How the hell are you going to get? You couldn't do all of these things, could you?
It's doable. I think it is doable. You just have to really focus in on one for a few turns.
Yeah.
It might be the point is that they're not supposed to be all doable, but if you happen to have set up well to do this one early on, like I have 4 people that I've vanquished so far. We've all done a bit of wall, so it is doable. All right, what was I doing? Yes, so I've got that. It gives me a temporary boost to my religion and to my wall influence. We've hit our follower goal. We've got a new follower. So Very Wrong About Games has followed us. We've hit our 50 followers goal. That's awesome. Thank you very much. Welcome, So Very Wrong About Games. That is fantastic. Thank you so much. We'll have to set a new one of those. But yay! Alrighty. What was I doing? I've just lost myself. Alright, so I do want to be fortifying a fair bit. I think this turn I want to fortify a lot. So I'm going to take this 2 blues, a green, and a white. I have a lot of blues this game.
I'm so bad at this game.
Sorry, Ross.
I said I'm so bad at this game.
What have you just realised?
No, nothing. It's just like not setting myself up right for these turns, and I'm not maximising what I can do. It's fine. We move on.
It's a first game. It's the first game of a new game that until you hadn't even read the rules of until 5 minutes ago. So all right, Dom, you are first player.
Yeah, I've just been trying to make up my mind what to do. Okay, let's do. Hang on. Oh yeah. Oh, I know what that is. Okay. So. Let's go on the attack.
Okay. I have a plan. Attack.
Yeah. So I have 3.
Look, hang on. Sorry, that should be a red one.
It should. Thank you.
That's right.
So yeah, I have 3 strength on my track plus 2 bonus strengths from my.
Yep. So you can do
dude.
Any of these 3.
Yeah. So I am going to beat up a barbarian.
So that gets you 1 influence and 2 tax.
And that has emptied the tax thing.
Which means an Inquisition happens, which is not good for me. So, Inquisitions. Anytime a bar silver coin is taken from the tax supply, Inquisition occurs. At this point, the player or players who have the most suspicion gains a debt, which is, I have 2.
I've got none.
I only have 1.
Okay, so I gain a debt, which cost me 3 points, and I get rid of half of my suspicion. So that goes into the sack there. And then these coins then come back into the tax, I believe. Tax supplies we filled with silver. Yeah, so we have 7 silver back in the supply, ready for us to go. So that's costing me 3 points at the end of the game, which is not good. But it's okay, I can do things about this, probably. Probably. Maybe. Who knows? Alright. Anything else, Tom?
Well, that's the action dealt with, so that's me done.
Alright. Ross.
Till it comes round again, anyway.
Sure, I will go straight in for the attack as well.
Okay.
So many blue meeples for that. Cool. I will attack. I've got a strength of 6 at the moment.
Yep.
I can't go. I was going to go for this one, so I'm not going to do that anymore. It's worth me going for any higher. Not particularly.
I mean, getting 2 workers is not a bad thing.
It's the white ones, right? They're just literally fill in the blank spaces, basically, don't they?
Yeah.
I think I'm still going to go for this one because I think that just denies other people potentially for this round to take it.
Okay.
Or people have to work a little bit harder at least.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess yeah. Done.
Yeah, done.
I guess killed goes over here somewhere. I don't know where.
And you get your 2 influence.
I get my 2 influence.
The blue one.
On here, yes. And also when I kill someone, I get a white meeple.
Yes, you do.
For my defender.
I have not been making much use of my
Cool.
none up here. Alright. I think I will develop again. So I'm going to send one of my white workers and one of my blues. It's going to develop. Gets me another green worker. I'm going to put it there. So I get a fresh green worker.
Where can I spend money? Is it just literally on the attacking thing?
You can spend it on attacking. You can spend. You have to use it for.
Yes, of course.
And that's just cost me 4 money to develop as well. But fortifying cost me no provisions this turn. All right, Dom.
Yeah. I've miscalculated. Okay, that's not good.
Welcome to the club.
I'm not sure if that's Ross is rejected because he's sad what he's done, or it's Ross is dejected because he doesn't like the game. Noise.
But yeah, like I say, I'm realizing too late every round what I could have done that was better.
Right.
I'm playing speed rather than
I am going
efficient
to pray.
Okay.
So spend my 2 things, and I'm going to clear the attack space.
Okay. Ross, what do you do?
Yeah, I think I'm going to fortify. I've got a bunch of green and white, green and blue people, so
makes sense.
I think that's my smartest move. I'll just use this white dude in here for now, and grab the top guard, which gives me 2 more on that.
Yep, and costs you a food.
It costs me a food. It does.
All right. I am also going to fortify. Just cost me 1 green dude, and it doesn't cost me any food this turn because I have my paladin. I get a wall, which gets me.
I'm a dumbass.
Have you just seen the special ability that lets you do it for free? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
Oh well.
First game.
First game for learning, not for winning. Alright, so I get 1 on my combat track, and I get 2 victory points at the end, which is going to help me stave off my crippling debt. Alright, Dom.
I am going to conspire.
Okay.
So I have a purple meeple and a suspicion.
We're suspicious.
Points from the tax.
Be aggressive. Be aggressive.
Oh, I didn't get my 2 silver when I attacked.
Nice. So
you're
much silver.
Yeah, that's kind of why I was asking what I could do with my silver, because I was poor for ages, and then I stacked up on it, and then like, oh wait, I don't know where to spend it.
You could spend it to boost your attack power when you attack.
Yeah,
that's true. You could go and attack and then just
yeah.
obliterate things next turn because you don't have any red meeples to attack with. But
well, I've got another plan.
What?
Ooh.
How dare you have another plan?
I actually have.
Is it a cunning plan?
It is cunning, but it's also going to be really irritating when Luke scuffs it straight up. Are you done, by the way?
Dom.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Right, cool. I will use a. Ooh, which is the best one to use here? A blue people to conspire as well.
Okay.
Got one of these guys and grab the top of this. Oh, I remove. Oh wait, that was the discard pass. Sorry, I was really zoomed out for that. That doesn't help. I gain 1.
Not bad. You get 1 coin. All right. What can I do that's going to ruin Ross's day?
No, it's fine. I mean, you still might do, to be fair. But
Okay. I'm going to go and pray.
That's slightly hindered, but it's fine because I have a shit ton of gold, so it doesn't make a difference.
Family-friendly stream, Ross.
So I have a crap ton of gold.
I mean, better. You have a lot of. You have a shed load.
I have a poo ton of gold.
All right, I get to take out a. I'll take out the guy from Fortify, and that is my turn. Dom.
I'm going attacking again now. I've freed up the space.
Okay.
So the only one that's left that I can
This guy.
beat up without spending silver is that guy. And yeah, they're probably my best option. So I'm going to beat up the Guardian of the Galaxy. I'm going to gain an influence and 2 generic meeples.
Nice. All right, Ross.
And they can join the pile of the vanquished.
I am going to. I need this and this. I don't need this. This necessarily, but I'm going to keep this. I'm going to pray, which I was hoping to do for free, but you did the thing, and I'm going to remove these guys off here.
From attack, okay.
Which has the best point to do this first. Speed done.
All right. I am going to attack. Actually, do I want to attack? I've only got attack strength of 3, only 1 silver. So no, I don't want to attack. That seems like a bad idea at this point in time. So I am going to trade. So I'm going to get some more silver. Set my red guy off to get me some silver. So I'll get 3 silver. All right, Dom.
Yep, I'm also going to trade. So white and a blue, which would normally get me 3, but thanks to my dude, I
Gets you
actually get
5?
2 more, so get 5.
Nice.
7. I'm rich. I'm rich.
Let me look at who's even richer.
Is it me?
Yes.
Yep.
I will
Go to war.
I will attack. Yes. So I will.
Optimistic multi-millionaire.
Which when I attack, I gain 2.
Mm-hmm. And then you're about to spend it.
Then I will spend it. Yes. So I've actually got an attack power of 8 at the moment. So I just need to spend 1 to be able to hit this guy here.
Mm-hmm. Get you 2 more workers.
And get me 2 more workers.
Nice.
1 and 2. And another blue influence.
It's intriguing that all of us have pretty much ignored religion.
Well, I was started on that journey and then
Gave up.
yeah, I mean, it's because I kept flicking between things so much. I thought, well, I just need to pick one, and then the attacking dude came up, so I attacked things.
Sure. All right, your turn is done.
Yes.
All right. Oops, back to me. Jumping around the board. I am going to fortify once again, which still costs me no food, but I get a green worker and a red, which is nice. Green workers are over here. I am regretting using that red worker now in a fit of pique for my trade, because I actually would. I now have money, so I could have used that to get myself into combat to take care of this guy, because now I have a combat of 4. I could have spent 2 to deal with it. Oh well, never mind. Such is life.
Oh, I also grabbed another. Sorry, I keep forgetting. I also grabbed another random meeple when I had killed someone. So.
Nice. Dom, it is your turn.
Yep, just a sec. Looking at what I can do. Yeah, I think I am just going to pass.
Okay. Ross.
I will finally do a develop action. I will put 2 equals into here, spend 4 because I have the dollar, and I will drop 1 on top of the fortify thing. So do I just remove this blue meat?
No, it comes back to your supply.
Oh, that's spicy.
Does it?
Yeah. Well, the video that explained the game to me said that, so I will double check that rule.
Does it?
Holding fire.
In addition to this, if you play so each of the actions placed there, the player will also immediately gain the worker indicating the space where it goes on. Players are allowed to place a workshop onto a space where a worker already rests. Doing so simply return the worker to the supply.
Oh, okay.
So that's
It
another
did seem
one.
like it was counterintuitive.
Yeah,
to...
that video was wrong
Obviously,
on
okay.
a number of things, as it turned out. I'm not going to say who it was. But I'm not going to be watching their video again. Are you done, Ross?
I'm done. Sorry, yeah, I'm done. Yes, sorry.
Okay. I have quite a few workers left, but not a lot to do with them. Who have we here? What can I do?
Did that get me a meeple again? Didn't it?
Maybe.
Yeah, it does. A white meeple.
You know what? Sure.
You know what? This is the first turn where I felt like everything I wanted to do happened in a semi
Coherent way.
Yes.
All right. I am going to take a debt card and send this abbot off to do a mission, because then I get a black and a white worker, but I get a debt card.
A debt, and you have to spend 3 silver, do you?
No, it's a debt or 3 silver is how I think how we've read
Oh
that.
yeah, that's a slash. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because it's across the boundary. It looks like.
Yeah.
It's-
So I get a red and a black. It basically means I get to do that without having to spend the money on it. I just get 2 extra workers, which is helpful for what I want to do. I have realised I could have done what I wanted to do by getting rid of this guy instead, but never mind. Oh well.
Also, Dom, I just realised Dom earlier could have done that as well instead
Yes.
of paying also including this.
Hey-o.
Learning game.
Yeah.
Alright, Dom, it is your turn.
I've passed.
Oh, you've passed. In which case, Ross, it is your turn.
Uh,
You're not the first one to pass!
I'm not the first one to pass, but I think I probably will pass at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
okay.
will pass. I've got 2 white meeples I can just sort of use as.
Okay. I am going to pray, which costs me 2, and I get to take off. I'm going to take off this guy from the fortify. I'm going to go put him over here. And then it's my turn again. I'm going to fortify. Gives me a 5th wall. I have 8 on my influence, and I I don't cost anything on my food for this turn. Did anyone give me a second deck card? I don't think so.
No.
Now I can choose this time. That's worked out quite nicely for me actually. So this goes up by 1, so that's now at 5. I can choose to take 2 coins, or I could flip over one of my debt cards. I think for a net gain of 4 points, I'm going to flip over one of my debt cards. Then I've got 2 workers left, blue and a white. I'm going to pass and hold off on those 2 because I might need them later. That is my game. My turn, even.
Okay, so on to the next round. Once
Yep.
they've cleared their boards, I
Yep.
shall pass the scroll to Ross now.
The scroll.
The scroll of power.
Okay. New King's Favour.
Oh, we also get rid of the worker that was on here. So for a black, you can discard
A Suspicion.
a suspicion and
gain
get
2
2
tax.
tax.
That's going to be interesting.
That's pretty good. Alright, you go away. This guy goes away. Goes over there. These move up. Okay, that's handy.
I've done the tavern.
Okay. The outsiders are all back to normal?
Yes, I just restocked them.
Cool. I've done everything I need to, so let's draw our paladins.
That's potentially useful. That's potentially useful. But not as useful as I'd like.
Alright. I'm good to go.
I'm still making up my mind.
Yeah, so just decide.
When will you do that? No, because that does that. Okay, let's give that a try.
Okay, I think I picked this one. I think.
Go back on top.
Might be stupid. I think this will go to the bottom.
Okay, I have chosen my paladin.
I've chosen.
I have also chosen. Cool, I'm gonna go first, don't I? Okay, off
You
we
are.
go. I chose the commission cost no provisions.
Nice.
Well, that was really important for me, but it actually gives me the meeples I think I want.
Yep, got a green and a black.
Okay, green in the back. And then looking at this tavern, I think I'm gonna maybe dangerously take this one, the 2 red,
Okay.
green, and
Purple. Okay.
2 red.
Alright, whilst Ross is doing that, I have taken Roland, who is the recruiting cost no silver chappie. He gets me a red and a white.
Okay,
And
that's the guy I picked as well.
and I'm going to take this one, which gets me 2 blacks, a red, and a blue.
Yeah, which is annoying because that's the one I would have taken. Hey ho! I'll take the one that gives me 2 blues and 2 blacks.
Okay.
Because there's no reason to have whites to have the generic ones when you could have.
Ones that you can use specifically for something else, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, Russ, what are you going to be doing?
Yeah, let me just look at the state of your boards, because that might influence my... think I do this one. I'm going to attack.
Okay.
Green, white, and red. And then I'll attack the adventurer.
Mm-hmm. That's a handsome gentleman.
He's a handsome gentleman. He's a dead handsome gentleman now.
Yep.
One more my blue. I get 1 green and 1 white meeple.
Okay. Alright, my turn. I am going to use my whites to develop. Oh no, I can't develop. I don't have enough money. So, in which case, I'm going to use one of my blacks and one of my reds to recruit. And I'm going to take on the debt collector. Whenever I flip over one of my debts, I get a red worker.
Nice.
And I don't have to pay anything because it is free for me this round. Done.
Yeah.
Oh, hey Zeuscoon. Welcome.
I am going to develop because I can afford it. And I gain a green meeple.
Zeuscoon got caught with too many emotes for some reason.
Yeah, we need to just basically wind Nightbot all the way back.
Yeah, I'll let you do that because you know how to do that and I don't.
Yeah.
Well, it's your go when you're done wrangling the Nightbot.
Oh, is it my turn now?
It's a post-stream problem to deal with.
Yeah, no, yes, fine, yeah. Okay, so I am going to do something. I'm going to convert.
You can't hear, by the way, Zeuscoon. Who can't you hear? I suppose you can't answer that question.
Did I draw another... When I picked up that...
Have you accidentally muted that?
No, the audio is coming out. I can see it going out. Let me just...
Oh no, I think he's probably just turned off the audio. I just realised I didn't draw a deck card, so I'll do that now.
Ah.
When I picked up my pink earlier, so
You gotta check that I can hear.
I'm going to convert.
Yes, it is.
100%. He just means he's turned the audio off.
He's just muted himself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's muted himself. Yeah.
I'm mute. I'm just watching for your views. Fair enough. I see. He was just letting us know that he was there
Yes.
to watch. So I think he means he. I'm just gonna put this in.
Which gives me another pink. That's me done.
Does that command work yet? We should do. Let's set a command for lurk.
You need to do it separately. You can't do it within a conversation.
Gotcha. Then never mind. Lurk's gonna lurk. All right, it's my turn, isn't it? Sorry, got distracted. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I am going to do a thing we have never done before. I am going to absolve myself.
Nice.
So I get to take one of these. Costs me a coin, which is fine. And I get to take one of these little trucks. I get to boost my religion by 1. And I can take this little pot and I'm going to put it over my debt card, which means I can flip this debt over, get a net gain of 4 points. And then, because of this guy, I get to gain... He doesn't live there, I've just realised. I get to gain a red worker. Boop. Dom, your turn. Oops, that's Ross's board.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Why not? I will go and attack.
Okay.
So this is total power of 7.
Yep.
So I will go and take out this invader.
Mhm.
So I gain an influence. a tax, and a provision.
Nice. And we're at tax 3 at the moment. 3 left in tax. Russ.
Yeah, I don't know. I had great plans for the first few turns, and I don't really know what I want to do after that. Just oh shit! I keep forgetting to pick people up because I'm doing things. I killed someone I didn't pick up. White people. I think I want to fortify. Or do I want to develop first and then make fortify even cheaper going forward? Genius. I'm gonna develop.
Mm-hmm.
Into
Yep, nice.
fortify. I grab another worker because I developed, and that cost me. Oh, wrong way. That cost me 4.
All right, nice. My
I'm
turn.
poor again now. Yep.
All right, I am going to trade. I think because I want to set up to get myself some coins for the next round. Gets me 3 coins. Dom.
Yeah. I am going to fortify, which costs me a provision. And what does it get me? It gets me a strength plus a white beetle and a blue beetle. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. I give you a white one. Grab a blue one. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Ross.
I'm going to use one of my pink ones to.
Right.
Oh no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to use one of my white ones to use this action over here.
To generically pray. Oh.
This one.
Who are you taking out?
Nearly did a dom. I'm going to. What am I doing? Oh yeah. Oh no, wait. I'm going crazy. Sorry.
You've done that in the order, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. I'm going to fortify first.
What? Madness.
As you know, because you didn't see that one coming. Didn't mean to move that. Grab a wall. Gives me 1 victory point, I guess, at the end of the game.
No, yeah, at the end of the game you get a victory point.
Yeah.
You get 1 red and 1 white worker.
Yep. That's me.
You picked up your worker.
Yes, I have.
Okay. Then me, I am going to attack. And my attack strength at the moment is 9. So I'm going to go across and I'm going to take out the champion, who gets me a blue worker. He lets me scrap one of my suspicions. And I get an influence.
Nice.
Okay. That is me done. Dom.
Yeah. What am I going to do? I am going to conspire.
Ooh.
Crazy notebook.
What suspicious thing do I get from that? 1 tax.
Okay. Ooh, 2 tags left. Okay, Ross.
Oh yeah, I'll do this. Unsurprisingly, I will clear
What?
my
But you,
See that one coming, did you?
No, I didn't. I had no idea that could have happened. Anyway,
It's me.
alright, I will... Now, Do I do something shady?
Always.
I could do something shady. It could be fun. But I don't think it's going to benefit me too much to do it. Did I pray at some point, or did I just forget to take that worker off? I don't think I prayed sometime this round. I think I just forgot to take that worker off because it blended in.
Did you pray this round? I don't think you have, no.
Because if I had prayed, I wouldn't have put it there, would I? I would have just put it on the space
You
here.
Sniped the space from me,
Yeah.
probably, yes.
What's going to benefit me?
What are these? Are these your 2 pieces?
Those are my 2 left.
So I'm just straightening the pieces up as I'm going.
Thank you. Do I want to... I could fortify. It wouldn't help me much. Because my influence isn't that high yet. I think I'm going to pass this turn.
Okay.
What's under this one? Oh, blue worker. Okay, it's good to know for future reference. Dom.
Yep. I am going to basically be a dick. So I'm going to send a black meeple to there to destroy one of my...
Yep.
The 2 out the thing and trigger an Inquisition, which I believe...
Only affects Ross.
Yep, fair.
So, Ross, you get a debt.
I do get a debt.
You also get rid of your... There you go, there's your debt.
Half of the cards?
Yep, you get rid of half of them, so you're down to 1.
Yep.
That was my long-term strategy of doing something that would be annoying, but I'm glad you've done it, because it means I don't feel so bad about skipping my turn. Ross, it is your turn. Now you have some debt.
Yep, wonderful. I'm going to fortify, actually, again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, didn't mean to flip that again. I get 2 more victory points and another...
Red.
Put on the red.
Nice.
And then... What else am I going to do? It's crazy. That's me? That's me.
Okay.
Only fortified, yes. That makes sense. Yeah. Anything else, yeah.
Alright, Dom.
Yeah.
Excuse me for the cough, everyone. I feel like this is going to be a cough that will linger for a little while afterwards, and people will spend the entire time going, "Is it COVID?" And I'll go, "Yes, but..."
What do you mean? I'm not contagious.
Hopefully not anymore.
Okay.
I haven't been spending my food, sorry, my bad.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's better.
You terrible person, Ross.
I knew I had it stacked up from like the beginning of the game, so I just been forgetting to move it.
I am going to recruit.
Okay, because it's free.
Yep. And I'm going to take the Gatekeeper.
When does the end of the game is just literally on the 7th round when everyone's done all their actions, basically?
Yes, correct.
Okay, good. So I have an opportunity to get rid of this debt if
Yes.
I need to. It's not. I'm not going to be.
That guy goes over here. That goes over there. Sorry.
Surprised.
Yeah.
Surprise
he does.
stuffed by it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not a sudden end of game trigger like Architects does. There's an equal number of turns.
Yeah. So he allows me to remove my other suspicion.
Yep. Nice.
And is going to get me a tax whenever I fortify.
Mm-hmm.
Did you pass, or are you still going?
No, it's Ross's turn still.
It was my turn. I am potentially going to pass though. Yes, I will pass.
Dom, you done, or are you going to carry on?
I think I'll pass as well. So yeah, I'm done.
Alrighty, so let's disassemble our boards. The only reason why I haven't done it beforehand is because I'm keeping an eye on you guys. So, and by keeping an eye on you guys, I mean for the chat rather than
You
assuming.
don't trust us.
You know,
Outrageous.
and outrageous and contagious. Wait,
Wait, what?
Oh,
Geek went offline.
Dom went offline.
Oh, yep. Bad connection. Reconnecting.
Ah. Don't you hate it when that happens?
It's okay. I'm back in the game.
Yay. It's interesting, having moved into this new house, my internet is slower, but it's more stable.
Well, sometimes isn't it? The cable, like it literally can be like the cables, which is crawls.
Yeah. Well, given that there's a BT manhole just outside my drive, I suspect that's probably to do with the fact that it's just coming from the street to my house, and it's not going, through buildings like it was previously. Right, you go away. Ooh. That's some interesting stuff.
Who's first player?
Me,
Lucas
I
now,
believe.
yes.
Because
Yeah.
this is our penultimate round. So our king's benefit this time is you can place any worker, you get 2 food and attacks.
Oh, I'll remove that. Cleric
I have
from the
reset
one I
all
use.
of the boards.
Okay, let's get rid of that white guy. Thank you. Everything is reset. That one's floating for some reason. There you go. Alright. Let us, gentlemen, choose our paladins.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do that.
Don't think I'm going to do that. So I think let's put you at the bottom of the deck.
Look at these guys.
Well, not terrible. Oh, you could be useful. So let's do you for this round.
Let's go with you, I think. Actually, no. Let's put you at the top for next one. Let's go with you for this round. I think that might be useful. Okay, I'm chosen.
No, sorry.
Oh no, that was a statement. That wasn't a question.
Oh, you.
That was
Oh, sorry.
I am chosen.
You have chosen.
You're not going to be of any use, so you can go on the bottom of the deck.
That's going to be a gamble.
And you can go on the top, even though I suspect you're going to be no use either.
Okay.
That might...
Yeah, I really need to boost that in order to get the last thing there. Shit, just made myself pull back through.
There you go, Zuskun. You're lurking away. All right.
Yeah, okay. I've taken a long time, but I have picked one there.
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm gonna put this one. Yeah, cool.
Just double checking something down here. All right. Okay, so my guy is Oliver. Or Olivier, I guess. Maybe it's France. Praying this turn will cost me no silver. I get 4 religion and 2 black clerics from my tavern. And I'm going to take this one here, which gets me a blue and 2 purple. Blue, a red, and 2 purples.
Yes.
Okay, my paladin is Berengier. Garrisoning costs me no provisions.
Nice.
Okay, get an influence and 3 strength, and a fighter and a trader.
Just to let you know, I gain 3 from from the tax, from my suspicious cards.
Alright.
Nice.
Oh yes, I need to choose my tavern, don't I?
Yes.
Okay. I will take the second one along, so I'll have 2 black meeples.
Green and a blue. I'll pass
Whilst
this over.
doing that, I
There's a blue.
picked the same one
And I'll grab the green.
that Dom did. So I
Nice.
will take, but I would take the leftmost tavern. I would take 2
Two
blue, a purple,
and a green for you
and a
there.
green. Thank you. I will take the suspicious card, which is 1.
All right. So that's 2 suspicions for you.
That is 2 suspicions.
Dom, you've got a random blue floating meeple on your. Oh no, I think that's just a glitch. I think it might just be me that
Yeah,
can
it's
see
a
it.
glitch. Yeah, I can see it, but I can't move it. So
Okay.
I can't see it.
Okay, so it's probably just a
My
glitch.
connection went weird.
That's okay. All right. So I have some stuff. I am going to start off by converting. Cost me a blue, a black, and a red to convert. I have a religion of 5 this round.
Nice.
So I can either go for. It gives me a 6, so that pushes that up. And I've also got 2 paid debts. That's probably going to get me more points in the long run, I think. So I'm going to take her. I gain 1 for my red. Whilst I have her, it doesn't cost me anything else to bring her across. And when I convert, I get a food. So that works out nicely. Okay, that's my turn. Done.
I am going to attack.
Okay.
And I'm going to take out the armor. So I gain an influence, a provision,
And a white.
and a white meeple.
Nice. What's my combat at the moment? 7.
Ross.
I am also going to attack. And I'll attack her.
Geez, your strength of 9. Nicely done.
Yeah, I got stress on my one.
So you get
It's
blue. You
One
get.
blue. One of my cards is gone.
Mm-hmm. And a
then,
black.
Black.
Alright. My turn. I'm just going to take my blue meeple. I'm going to recruit and send. I'm going to take a debt to send off the. Let's send off the acolyte right at the end because he's less likely to do anything for me. It means I get to get rid of 2 of these. Get rid of both of my suspicions. And I take a debt. Which is okay for the moment. Alright. Dom.
Yes. I will fortify. Costs me 2 provisions.
Mm-hmm. You get a black and a white and a attack. Strength.
Sorry, before you flip over, you wish for fortified, did you do this one?
Mm-hmm. Why'd you ask?
No, I was just double checking. I was just trying to keep track of like where everyone else is at.
And I also gain a tax for fortifying because
Mhm.
of my gatekeeper.
Nice. Alright. Russ. This is possibly the longest board game stream that we've done. If only because we've got another round left to play. And then final scoring.
I could do a 2-in-1 kind of like. Oh, I don't really have pizza. No, I'm gonna do. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna use these guys, those this work? Is this stupid to do? Hold on.
Maybe.
No, I think
Oh,
this
it
does
is.
make sense. I'm going to then commission.
Mm-hmm.
I got attack of 9, so I can go. But I will take the lower level one just for the funties.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, no, the lowest level one.
Yep.
Just to try and make your life a little bit harder. If potential, I flip over.
Yep.
I also get a blue for that. So
Alright. Okay. Let's see. So I have 7 coins. Good attack. Let's see who I've got to attack. I've got an attack strength of 6 at the moment. So I could just go for the weak guy and get some food. Or spend a couple of coins. Possibly. Not sure it's worth doing at the moment. I think I'm just going to send these guys off. These are purple, which is annoying to use a purple at this point. But I think I want to keep hold of the red for later, so I get to develop. And I'm going to develop here the absolve option, which gets me a blue. And cost me 4.
I could have done that bit smarter actually.
Okay, done.
Yeah. I'm suffering a bit from option paralysis. Okay.
You have got a lot of workers that have suddenly appeared.
Yeah. Yes, how do I make the most effective use of them?
No, that was.
Okay.
Can you guys hear that?
Can I do that?
I've got some sleep woofs happening under the table.
Is there anything that's going to give me that? Yeah, that's could be something resembling a plan. Okay.
Like, how do you even get your religion tracker up? You just garrison a shit ton?
Garrisoning, absolving, some various other cards do give you benefits to it. Apologies for the language.
Okay, I'm going to.
We try and keep family friendly. We can't always guarantee it. This is why we don't. This is why we don't book Ross that often.
I just swear, like, without thinking about it now. So.
I know.
So, yeah,
it's because you've got a
going
baby.
to-
It's fine.
Yeah.
Free prey.
Praying for free. Okay.
Yep. And I am going to clear out my fortify space.
All right.
I think that's what I wanted to do.
Okay. Ross.
Sure. I can fortify now because I have the correct number of influence.
Yes, you do.
0.
You have 6.
Cool. Oh, keep filling out magic. I get a blue and one more on the red strike.
Nice. All right. Me. I think I'm also going to fortify. Because why not? It costs me 3 food, but I have an... Oh no, I can't do it. Nope, can't do it. Because my influence is not that high.
Yeah.
Thought it could have been. It isn't. So what's my attack? I could attack. I'm not getting any benefit from attacking at the moment. So I may as well hold off.
Is that? Oh no, it's for that.
I could garrison. Which would get me a religion and would get me a thing, actually.
I have one random meeple on convert. I'm guessing he's not meant to be there.
I think I am going to take my blue and my red and I'm going to trade and just get 3 more money because I might need it next round. And that's it. Done.
I am going to single meeple recruit to kick out the missionary and gain a white and a green meeple.
Nice.
When you do that, do you need to the top bit? Do you need to pay the costs on that, or is it only you need to pay the costs
Yes.
for the bottom half?
No, you pay the cost for the
No
top.
matter what.
Yes. Which is why it's nice that they move along the track.
Yes.
Right?
Ross.
Yes. Technically, that's just less than victory points a little bit, but of those cards, just, I'm the only one with that card. Yeah. Trying to see whether I want more meeple to do more things. Garrison is free, kind of, this round. So it would make sense to garrison. Would also technically net me a victory. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go my...
There's a random green dude just sort of left over by the side of your board, Ross.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's me. I thought that was Dom when he said he grabbed a green meeple.
That green meeple that you just picked up,
Yes.
that's my meeple.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. It was over here on the
Yeah,
side
it
of
was in a
Ross's
weird
board.
position.
I must have been grabbed by mistake somewhere.
That's okay.
Yes, I will garrison.
Okay.
This means 0 provisions, so I'll figure out what I want to do with that in a second.
I'm going to pass on my turn. Just as an FYI.
Okay.
I think.
So have you had your turn, Ross?
Yes, I have now. I think.
Okay.
So, where's that one? I think it's that one.
Black. 1 cleric.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yes. Can we do this? Yes. Yes. That is it. Let's try this one.
I am going to develop. Which gets me a blue meeple.
Nice.
Like to Ross.
And
Sure.
a proficient.
Oh yeah. Influence.
I will.
No, gives you gives you a provision, does it not? From your architect.
Yes, it does.
I will absolve.
Okay.
Which gives me one of these things. Free person to recruit. What do we say this bottom of this thing was again?
Which one?
If you lose out on those things.
When the Inquisition happens, if you have no.
Then you gain a thing on the track.
Yes. Or if an Inquisition happens, you get rid of one.
Then naff. I need to make sure I don't Yeah, that's fine. Good. Breakfast, could get some provisions. It's not very exciting. I could clear off that thing. It's not so great either. I'll just get 2 provisions,
Okay.
and I get rid of this card, I believe. It says at the end plus get rid of a card.
Yes, you would. I think I forgot to do that when I did mine earlier. I might not have had any at that time, to be fair. It's fine though. Dom.
Yeah.
Who's probably going to be playing about 7 more turns because he's got so many workers left.
Yeah.
I am going to commission.
Mm-hmm.
To spend food. I only have a choice of taking 2 coins or coins. I don't think I paid for my develop. Take that off now. 2 coins or sugar reconnecting.
Good, my DDoS attack worked.
Gives me time to think. Yeah, 2 coins or an extra meal. That's interesting. Let's take the extra meal. And also gain the influence.
Nice. Jeez. Dom's built himself a nice little engine.
So, are you still in Ross? Sorry.
I was, but I've now passed.
Okay, so I just now keep going.
Yeah. So Ross, whilst we have this time, how's the house stuff going?
Okay.
That's probably not moving
Fortify
until June.
again.
June. Okay.
And our buyers
Yeah.
changed their mind.
Oh.
They had a buyer lined up, but the buyer lined up was an investor who needed to complete before April.
Right.
But obviously it's not completing until June. So then their buyer said, well, I'm buying it to rent it out, so I'll buy it and then I'll rent it to you for basically whatever you're paying your mortgage now. So you notice no difference other than, you're paying rent for the last 2 months.
Uh-huh.
They were happy with this, but then they changed their mind. So basically they're re-putting their house on the market, which puts us at risk because if the new build developers find out, then
They'll kill the chain.
then basically they'll put pressure on that buyer, on who we're buying from,
Right.
to say you need to find new buyers for your house, otherwise you can't complete. So that means that then if we've basically given them like 2 weeks to find a buyer, and if they can't find one, then we will put our house back on the market.
Okay.
So we can find another buyer to complete the chain again, hopefully. So it's a bit of,
It's a nightmare. Sorry, Dom. We've been talking over whilst you've been taking your turns.
That's okay. I'm still going.
he's just doing this infinite loop.
Yeah, he's just.
Not quite an infinite loop.
He'll run out of spaces on the board soon. Possibly. Will he? Who knows?
Oh, now there's an interesting one.
Yes.
I've just triggered the user black to destroy a suspicion and take 2 tax. There's only 1 tax in the.
Yeah, so it triggers. So it triggers. You take one, and then you take one, then it refills, and then you take the next one. You take it from the supply. So yeah, you would get your.
I get my 2.
You get your 2. Yeah.
And I think Ross is getting hit with the Inquisition.
I am.
Here you go. Here's a debt.
Thanks for that.
And you don't lose it because you lose half rounded down. You've
That's
only got
fine.
1.
I actually do have a small benefit of having purple cards anyway, so
Oh yeah.
I've been trying to technically build up on them, but accidentally getting rid of them at the same time because the Inquisitions keep happening. So.
Oh, when did you resolve your first debt? I missed that.
Put the thing up here.
Ah, gotcha.
One of these things up here.
All right, Dom, still your turn.
Yeah, I'm still going.
Yeah, you are. That's annoying to hear about the house, though, Ross.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not we're not stressed about it too much because it's not a lot of solicitor movement over Christmas anyway.
No.
So it's just the danger of whatever comes after that, I guess. Is the
Is a risk.
Is the risk, yeah.
Yeah.
Garrison. I'm up to
I could probably be tidying my
9.
board right now, couldn't I?
Yes, you could. I could as well, but I kind of need to keep an eye on Dom's boards whilst it happens. So if you want to tidy up my board whilst you're...
Yeah, I mean, I will if I get mine done.
Where should I
So yeah, it's not ideal, but it's
No.
just not dire straits. Yeah.
No, not as of yet. I mean, at least you have a rough completion date in place because it's a new build at the end.
Yeah, it puts the pressure on them to do stuff. So,
that's Garrison.
which is kind of good.
Mm-hmm.
Get some religion.
I just think it's a bit short-sighted of them to. You literally have a buyer lined up for your house.
Yeah.
And a deal in place that you don't have. You're not paying having to go to another rented accommodation or anything like that in the meantime.
Mm-hmm.
And you bail on it. It's kind of weird to me.
Well, I guess part of it is the... Because he's only buying your house to rent it out, isn't he?
No.
Or someone living in
Someone's
going to
be living in ours, yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess it's the expense of having to leave a place, move into a place, then move again.
No, but that's the point. They made a deal with the guy that they didn't need to do that. That they would just stay in their flat for the 2 months.
Oh, I see.
Do you see what I mean?
Oh.
So they're selling a house to an investor, and the investor's going to rent out anyway. So the investor was like, "I'll sell you the house and make sure I can buy this. You can continue to live in your flat for another 2 months, and you just have to pay me what you're paying on your mortgage now. Like I'll reduce the rent to match that."
Oh.
And they made that deal. It was all agreed and everything, and then they changed their mind. So.
Okay, my turn's done now.
Okay, so we have come to the end of the round. Ross is still clearing off my board for me.
Yeah, I've only just started, sorry, because I was...
That's okay, we were talking about
I
stuff.
was in the flow of, being outraged.
I just hope none of the solicitors in any of the parties are board game stream fans and have just jumped in. It's like, wait, I recognise that name. Alright. So, we are on our final Paladins. I'm just going to draw up my 3. Boop. This is where my planned strategy of I'm going to have this guy last, I'm going to use their ability, either definitely happens, or I end up taking someone completely different. Oh no, that's the deck, isn't it? Is that deck? No. Let's discard pile for this. Go on.
It basically ran out of cards.
Oh, right.
So if you throw them all in and then shuffle it all up, then you're kind of good.
Sure. Why not? Oof. Okay. That's a thing. Did this one... Was this at the end, or has it been discarded? I think that one was at the end. So
there was the very end. I have discarded that one. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yes, do that.
Yeah, there you go. You got it. Whoop. It's a vicious missionary. All right. Dom is the final first player.
Hand me the scroll of power.
And we have
Still
our
final. Deciding my paladin.
And we have our final King's option, which is a blue worker can turn food into either a red worker and a black worker, or a development house, a workshop.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's very interesting.
That's
potentially
interesting. Very good. Alright, let's have a look at our missionaries. And
So I could do that.
Quick question.
yes,
Your things are temporarily increased.
they do not stay that amount for the end game, for the end game scoring. I assumed what you were going to be asking,
Yes.
which is probably rude of me, but
No.
it was a fairly logical question at this point of the game.
Assumed correctly.
Do that, I think. I think that's what I want to do this turn.
I like that Dom's going through the process of organising the top and bottom of his deck when this is the last turn.
Yeah, I'm just going to put them in the discard pile because there's no point.
I think I need that one in order to do that thing. That doesn't make a difference to me. Yeah, sure. I'll just put these two back in the deck. Yep.
Okay.
Okay,
Good to go. Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
Dom, you're first.
So my final paladin is Guerrier. Converting costs no silver.
Nice.
And he gains me a red and a black meeple.
Mm-hmm.
And unsurprisingly, I'm going to take the tavern with the blue in.
That one. Okay. So 1 red, 2 green, and a blue.
Sure.
Ross?
I got Ivan or an Ariel. So I'm going to just take the
Blue and
and
black.
black,
Mm-hmm.
and I will take the one with the purple, black, and 2 whites.
Okay. And I chose Ivior as well, which gets me a black and a blue. And then I will take let's take a black, a green, and 2 whites.
Oh, I did take my suspicious card when I took my previous one. It was nothing. Which sounds very suspicious.
Alright. Dom, you are up first.
Yeah, so on my dude's got. Okay. So yeah, unsurprisingly, I'm going to immediately send a blue to that king's favour.
Mm-hmm.
I'll spend my provision to have a free workshop because that seems like an excellent deal.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And you get a blue worker back, so it basically costs you nothing.
Yeah. Ross.
Sure. I will attack. No, I will not attack because I did not get the right number of meeples for that. I will quickly figure out a way of resolving that issue.
Oh yeah, you not only did you not get the right number of them, you didn't get the right colour.
Yeah. Well, in my head for some reason I'm like, I've got a pink. I just need one of the others, and then didn't get one of the others.
Didn't get either of them. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I had another potential plan on this. What did I want to do? What did I want to do? Shit, sorry guys. I thought I had a plan. Dom, you did this thing in the middle, didn't you?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Psalm. Okay, I probably don't need to do the thing I need to do then, but I can do something to help me.
Okay.
Because I just need.
As an FYI for the end of the game, for every group of 3 silver and food, any combination thereof is worth a point at the end. Which I think Dom is currently swimming in, the fact that he's got 13 silver.
But no food.
No, it doesn't matter. You still got 30. You still got 4 points coming from your silver.
Yeah.
You've got 2 more food. Max that out. Well, mask in my pocket. I haven't been outside. I haven't needed to wear a mask for the last 3 days.
Okay, screw that plan. That's slightly disappointing, but maybe I'll figure something out halfway through.
You can always conspire.
I could conspire. You actually are correct.
I feel like sometimes I have to point out the actual reaction sometimes.
Yeah, I really forget. I literally did forget about conspire.
Actually, I do have a food loop because my architect would have given me one when I
Yes.
got the.
Yeah, you know what? I will conspire because that also gives me one of these.
Mm-hmm. Might get you some money. Yeah, it does too.
Can you take those out? Thank you.
Yep.
And that is me done.
All right. All right. I am going to recruit.
I'd had like 3 clean turns, and I just ballsed it on this one.
I'm going to recruit this missionary and send her off to get myself a green and a white worker, and I'm going to choose to take a debt card for that. 3 green and a white. Just to give myself a couple of extra options. Alright, Dom.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for Ross to redeem the channel points to take my turn for me and just ruin my day. I feel like the rule on that one is you're not going to get to do it when you're playing in the game.
Yeah.
That seems a little OP.
Could have been funny though.
It could have been funny, yes.
Okay, I am going to. Convert.
Nice.
So I currently have religion power of 4.
Yep.
Um,
Any of these first 3.
yeah. What does that second one do? A debt
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out too.
destroys a victory point?
I think it's for every...
I was thinking for every religious person you have following you, you cancel out a debt.
Let's have a look.
That was my interpretation.
It might be that for every black card you lose 1 negative point. You cancel out a negative point.
That would make sense, yeah. Not massively useful. I think the best I can do is probably just convert the mercenary, because that's going to get me 2 points.
Okay.
And I don't even have to pay any silver for them.
Nope. Ross.
Yeah.
Good lord, man. Just seeing your combat.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh yes, combat. I guess a combat for converting them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and no, I don't get anything else there.
I'm just trying to decide whether I still want to go for this attack. I think it's the smartest thing to do.
You do.
It secures me the most victory points. It does. Yes, it does. Yeah, I'm going to just do it. Yeah, I'm going to do the attack.
Okay.
I will kill this one right at the end.
Sure.
So I get 1 white meeple. I mean, this is literally going to stack up some, which gives me 1 food as well, and 1 on this track.
Okay. Alright. I am going to use my last white and a green to develop. Let's take this off. I'm going to develop the Absolve action, which gets me a blue worker. That is my turn. Done. Oh, sorry, I need to mark off my 4 money.
I am going to attack.
Okay.
Attack strength of 7. So I think I'm gonna take out the armorer to gain an influence.
God damn it.
And a red meeple.
Not like I had the meeples for anyways.
Okay. Ross.
We're quickly running out of turns here, so I need to do something. Start doing some clutch stuff.
Oh, I hear a baby.
Yeah, give me 2 seconds to talk to you, said babe.
So what are your thoughts on this, Dom, now that we're getting towards the end game? Do you think you understand it? Do you prefer it to Architects? What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like I'm understanding it more than I understood Architects. And
Yeah.
See, with the Architects, once I sort of started down the path of evil, it didn't seem very easy to get out of it.
Yeah. So,
Whereas
Ross.
this seems like it's maybe got a bit more scope for changing tack.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that having the different paladin each round, it sort of changes the focus of your turn.
Yes. So I'm just going to change over to this one. Because shifted screens. He changed the Zoom call, so it's disappeared from it. For
Sorry,
a second.
I have baby in arms, so I was just.
Okay.
Hey,
It's my turn, isn't it?
It is your turn.
Cute dog. If we have cute baby, we should do well on the stream. Please.
Yeah, right.
Is there any way I can get a bloody red meeple anywhere? There isn't, is there? I could do the garrison. Can I do garrison? No, because I need a. This is like I'm caught in a loop where to garrison I need a red meeple.
But you can't get a red meeple.
Yeah.
I mean, you could try away the one off conspire and then conspire to get a purple, which you could then use as a red. But
It's
I
true.
don't know how
The white that uses up 2 meeples and gets silver.
That's
But...
probably not the worst idea though.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
Or you could just use one meeple to single meeple recruit the squire, because that'll give you a purple.
Wait, did I get a white meeple when I did my attack? I did not. That gives me an opportunity.
Yeah, that's true. You could use the single meeple recruit, and it would get you a purple. It would cost you 1, but you would get it from this guy,
Yeah, I think I'd do that.
as Dom
yeah.
says.
Yes.
Fewest number of steps.
Yes. It gives me a purple. And I also get one of these.
Yep.
Squire goes
another
into
2.
oblivion.
Yep.
Okay, I'm done.
All right. I am going to absolve myself. Absolving costs me nothing this round. So I get 1 for the religion. And I get to flip over a debt. And when I flip over a debt, I get a red meeple. Alright, that's my turn, I think. Let's just see if there's anything else I can do on this for next turn. Planning ahead. Nope, good. Dom.
Yep.
Are you going to turn your camera back on, Ross?
Yeah, I'll do it now, yeah. So it's a shame because I'd tried to tee this all up so I could also convert someone who Dom killed, so...
Ah.
Okay. So let's. Garrison
Mm-hmm.
cost me a provision. Now, what do I want to get for that? Just get a white and a green. And that bumps up my religion tracker again.
Alright, Ross.
I will convert.
Okay, nice.
And I will take this one here.
Okay.
Wait, did we get the right? Was that the right interpretation of that, by the way? For each of the people here, it rips up a contract.
I think it negates one negative point. So for your yes,
So I'd only be losing 2 points on that contract.
3, I would have thought. It negates all 3 because you've got 3
Oh,
cards.
per thing. Sorry, I'm with you. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
I think actually, does it? Not sure. At the end game,
But it's actually that makes
more sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. That interpretation rather than the whole
Although it's
contract
not per. It doesn't say per. It's just a black card.
the arrow. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's the name? Traitor. I'll Google it really.
All right, my turn. Or do you want to hold off in case you need to adjust?
Will I? I can't. I mean, I can't reach any of the other 2
Okay.
with my religion, as far as I'm aware. So you know.
Okay.
Well, that does boost this now.
So I'm on combat 7 at the moment. That is enough to take out that guy. In which case I'll do that. Okay, I'm going to attack. Attack this guy. He boosts my thing, and he gives me boosts my influence, and he gets rid of one of my debts. So I just discard that one. That is my turn. Dom.
Yep.
Shame I don't have any points per defeated person. There's quite a few at the moment.
I am going to
Develop.
develop.
Mm-hmm.
So a random board game geek thread
Yep.
says
Where should I
lose
do
1
that?
less VP for each unpaid debt. Each unpaid debt is worth 1 less negative VP at the end of the game.
Okay.
Oh,
See
okay.
Page 35 of the rulebook.
Page 35 of the rulebook.
I can't.
Oh, this literally does tell you on here what they do.
Oh, it does.
The traitor lose 1 less VP for each unpaid debt.
So it'll be worth -2 instead of -1. -3. Okay.
Minus 3. Just like that. It's not bad.
That's not bad. Setup.
I mean, it's technically worth 1 victory point, I guess, at that point.
Yeah. Oops. What have I done there?
Let's do that. 'Cause why not?
Okay. Ross, your turn.
Oh, red meat.
I think I want to squeeze 1 more religion marker out to boost. Or is that better? That gives me 2 more points. That gives me 3 more. So technically, actually getting 1 more blue is better. Yeah. I think I just take the absolve. But the freaking absolve thing means removes victory points from me. I don't want to do absolve. Oh, technically though I lose 1 on here, but then I gain 1 through that.
You would gain 2 because the absolve
gain
action
2.
gives you an extra 1.
And then if I can somehow Hail Mary a
Garrison, maybe? Oh no, you don't have the meeples for it.
you know what? Without overthinking it too much, I think I'm just going to do that.
Okay.
Unless there was some crazy. Hold on. In fact, I don't have a special. See, that would have been perfect with a purple meeple for that thing. Nudged everything by 1 would have been beautiful.
It's not. I don't think it's everything per 1. I think you have to move 1.
Oh, it's one of the. Oh, it's one of the. Okay, that's not as powerful.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. So that goes up by 1, 2. And I do lose 1 of those cards though.
Okay.
Yep.
My turn. I am going to do the free prey action, which I will take out the guy who's absolving. Okay, done.
That's slightly annoying, because that's what I wanted to do.
Ah!
Okay.
Spend some of your money, fool. Oh, you don't have any black meeples either.
Yes.
I've done a gaps instead.
Okay.
Go to that thing. That would have been better. But never mind.
I think I can maybe make this work. So let's conspire, gain a purple meeple and some suspicion. Ooh. So I've triggered the Inquisition again.
Which happens, which hits Ross again.
Yeah, I'd hope that wasn't going to happen.
So
is it half rounded down?
half rounded down, so you lose one, and then you get another dead,
Better than bad.
which I have given you.
Thanks.
Which is not so bad because they are worth one more
One
point.
less.
Yeah, one fewer. Alright, Ross, it is your turn.
I pass. I remember.
Oh, you've passed. Okay.
No, I just passed.
Oh, you're just passing. Okay. Alright. So I'm going to absolve again.
Ugh. Everything's been unpicked on the last round. Outrageous. I think I've lost like 5 victory points over the last bit of this round.
Okay, so I've got that one. So I could take away a worker. I think I want to try. Let's recruit someone for free, I think. None of those particularly help me. So I could just go up the religion track. I go up one on the religion tracker anyway, so I might as well go up another one on the religion tracker. I think that's probably my best move. That puts me up to there. Okay, done.
Okay. I am going. Ooh. Yeah, I am going to pray.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to spend 2 coins on, and I'm going to clear out my develop slot.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're doing. Yeah, nice. Okay. Me. I'm going to fortify. Because why not? Let's build a wall. That gets me a red, a white, and increases my red by 1.
I've reduced your provisions.
Thank you. And that is everything. Dom.
Yep, I am going to develop again.
Mhm. Nice.
Shove it there.
Stuff.
Because why not?
Yeah, ooh, I'll gain a black meeple this time.
Mm-hmm. Alright, back to me. Okay, how am I best to do things? I haven't commissioned any monks yet. Nor have I done any garrisons. Or attacks. I could convert. Could I convert? I can't convert.
Yeah, they're all gone pretty much.
So what have I got? Okay, let's do the time walk again. Okay. I'm going to take this white meeple and put him there. That gets me 2 provisions and attacks. That's my turn. Done.
Yeah, I'm going to use my last meeple
To
and
commission?
my last food on a commission.
Mm-hmm.
I've got religion level 5. Yeah, I'll just
Get 2 silver.
shove it on there, take the 2 silver,
Mm-hmm.
and bump my influence up another one.
Okay. Let's see. So when do these benefit that? Okay. Ah, nuts. Okay. Oh, wait. No, actually, yes, I can do this. I can just about do this. All right. I'm going to spend a purple to advance my red up 1 on the track. Then it is Dom, your turn. I assume you're passing? Yep. Okay, so it is me.
Meeples.
So I'm going to take this black. I'm going to conspire, which gets me 2 on the suspicion. No, other way, 5. Then I will commission. So I can use that, and the purple, thank you. Take the monk, which gets me 1 more blue. Puts it up there. And I'll take the monk. What can I get?
More coins to round off your.
I could get coins. I could. My piety is 4, so I could recruit someone for free.
You just get more workers.
Doesn't. I
I
could
don't
get
know
more.
what you do with them.
Is there any single move actions I could do? Maybe. Getting coins is probably the best option, I think.
I would probably agree. I can have some sort of experience.
Because it makes no difference having these, although having the fewest of those is a tiebreaker. Not that it really matters at this point. I don't think it's likely that we're going to tie. Have I got any way I could boost any of those anymore? I don't think so. Is that my smartest move?
Yeah, go for it.
No, I don't think it is. I think I've got a smarter move. So I'm going to take that back if you don't mind, gents.
I do.
Okay, well, I'm doing it anyway. Because faux Ross objection is...
You let go for peace, so...
Okay, so that stays there, because that happened. I'm going to use my prey, cost me 2 silver, to get rid of this guy. I'm just going to throw him up there, so he's out of the way. I can then come in here and fortify, which gets me another wall, cost me 3 provisions, gets me a black worker and a red, bumps me up there. Then I have 2 workers that I don't know what to do with. Sure, why not? I'll put a black worker here to get rid of the suspicion and get 2 coins from the tax. And then I have 1 worker left to do something.
Gain 1 more trade for another coin. Get 6.
Yeah, that's probably the best. Either the coin or the
hunt doesn't help you though. You need 3.
Well, no, it's a combination. So if I have 1,
oh, right. Okay. So
that is, I think that's it for me. Yeah, I'm done. Okay.
Cool.
Whew.
Point scoring.
Yeah, time to do some point scoring. We've been going for so long that the second monitor that I have is just about to turn off. Okay, so let's go through in-game scoring. So is there somewhere where we can keep track of our points? There isn't. Okay, so what I will say then, I'm going to use my food tracker to keep track of my points?
Yeah, likewise, because I'm starting off on 0 food.
I'm on 0. Ross, do you want to just transfer those 3 food
Yeah,
into
sure.
your coins?
8. Yep.
Alright, so we start off with completed King's Order. So the first King's Order was walls. If you had 5 or more, you get 4 points.
I did have 5.
I
I've
also
got 5.
I have 7. So we each get 4 points. The second one is number of converts. Does anyone have 5?
I only got 3.
I got 1.
Nope.
Okay. And then the number of defeated villains or outsiders. I have 6 of those.
I have 5.
I have 6.
So we all gain 8 points. So really, it wasn't worth doing that at all. Attribute
We
tracks.
started on 0. Cool. Yep.
Attribute tracks. For my religion, I get 5. I think is that 5? Is that 3?
It's 3.
So I get.
I also get 3.
I get 1 for religion.
3. I get 6 for my influence.
Same here.
Which one? 21.
I get 9 for that.
And then I get 11 for my strength.
I get 13.
I only get 6.
Okay. So 32, 34, 24, 28.
Yeah.
It's tight. Develops. So developments, if you have more than 6 completed, I get 1 point for that.
I get 6 points for that.
I get 0.
Okay. Then we go into debts, paid and unpaid. So I gain 3 points for my paid debts. Dom, you don't have any debts, do you?
I gain 1, but then I lose 4.
Oof. Then silver and provisions, 1 victory point for each set of 3. I get 2 victory points for that.
I get 2.
And I've got 4. Okay. Commissions, if there are 5 or more complete.
Nope.
Nope.
Wait, what were commissions again?
Commissions were the monks.
Oh, no, those things. No, yeah, I've not done any of those.
Fortifications, plus victory points on specific walls.
Yeah, I got 3 victory points for those.
I got 8. Oh no, 6, sorry. 6.
I just get the 1.
6 plus another 2, so I get 8 for that one.
Oh, and plus 1 off that. Sorry, yeah, I didn't look at the bottom of it. Yep.
Garrisons. I didn't do any garrisons.
No,
I didn't do enough to get
I
points.
didn't do enough either.
Absolves, down here. The urns.
Nope.
No.
And then your convert powers. So I get 1 point per flipped for each paid debt, so I gain 3 points. Dom, your converts, you get 1 for every 2 developments.
So I've got 8 developments, so I get 4 points.
And then you get another 2 points for your mercenary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you looking at mine because it's kind of funny?
I was looking at Dom's. And then over to you, Ross. You get 1 point for each of the yellow symboled ones that you defeated.
I just only butchered yellow people.
Nice. So you get 5 points for that.
Sorry, what's that?
So Ross's first person is 1 point. The assassin's 1 point per
Oh yeah.
person with the yellow symbol that he killed.
Yeah. Sorry, I hadn't scrolled over far enough. I couldn't see all the people.
Gotcha. Then you get 1 point
Nice.
per purple card.
Purple, which is 2, so I've done that now.
That's another 2 points.
Which is a shame because obviously that's where I started. I had like 5, I think, before that last round.
And then your traitor has already.
I've already triggered.
You've already triggered that one.
Yep.
So scores, gentlemen.
45 for me.
46 for me.
And I got 49. That was a tight
good.
game.
Yeah.
Very close game.
That's a tight game. That's good.
I really enjoyed that.
Because I know that you, Ross, were thinking that you're very low in the camera shot, by the way.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
If that's what you're trying to
I'm lurking.
Lurking. There you go. For thinking that you weren't doing so well, you came second.
Yeah, I think I had 3 rounds in the middle, which were hyper efficient.
Yes.
The first 4 rounds were kind of. So, and then like kind of lost points in the last round as well. Otherwise, I think I might have just picked you to the post. I think.
Yeah, that's a good game. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was a lot
It
of
was
fun.
good. It was a good game.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I would happily play that again.
Yeah, excellent. All right, well, thank you everyone for joining us at this point. We are going to go away and do our various bits and pieces that we need to do. I need to let the dog out.
Baby to look after.
Baby to look after.
I said I'd be about 2 hours, and we're coming up to 4 hours. So.
We are going to go and raid Watch It Played, I think. As I try and remember how to send a raid. There we go, that's what I wanted to. Watch It Played. I get that set up. We will send you across over there. Thank you very much for joining us. If we don't see you before then, Happy New Year. Dom, Ross, Happy New Year to you both as well.
Happy New Year too.
We will keep in discussions as whether or not we're actually going to be able to do a theme.
Yes.
And we will see you in the new year, maybe. We don't know. We might be in the mood to do another one of these on Thursday or something, depending on what we get done. I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep you posted. Keep an eye out on our social medias. Check out Instagram, Twitter, Eat, Quit, Survive, and if you want to see any of our previous adventures, go onto YouTube. Until then, thank you very much. We hope you enjoyed your Christmas season. Stay safe, and see you in the new year.